The senior players exit in his first year, they really peel it right back. But now, for the first time, he's under some scrutiny.
Yeah.
The losses mount.
And it does come back to the coach for effort and substance and the way they play. But this is driven by list management.
Yep.
They just don't have enough of those middle tier 23 to 27-year-olds, that's where your premierships have come from. Now, they have had a good era, so I don't think the Tiger supporters are going to say, will I ever see one in my lifetime? You've seen 3 already. Anything else is a bonus hereafter in the next few years, but they're a long way off. You're trying to ask when will they be a top 4 team? They're probably 3-4 years away if it goes perfectly from this moment.
This is the pre-game show for Before You Dig, before every job. Search Before You Dig online every time. And for Trojan, tools built tough, available at Bunnings Warehouse. Brisbane are on the park. The D's have just come out. They've got green smoke bombs and fireworks going off for the festivities of Jim's game. There'll be a hint of green right around the MCG today, the Irish flavour for the game in tribute to Jim Steins, which they do annually. We'll come back after this. The opening bounce not far away from the MCG ahead of Melbourne and Brisbane.
You're listening to AFL Nation for 4 and 20 Pies, Australia's original fan food.
Metricon turns 50 and we're celebrating big. Right now, during our birthday sale, we're giving you up to $70,000 in savings and bonus upgrades across our Freedom and Designer homes. That includes refrigerated cooling, a fully rendered home, a roof made from Colorbond steel, plus energy-saving battery and solar. It's our 50th birthday celebration, but the bonuses and savings are all yours. Search Metricon. Conditions apply. Select build regions. CDBU 52967, NSW 174699C.
And now, making their debut for Macca's, dishing up the new Dunk Chicken range with Korean sticky barbecue sauce, the Harlem Globetrotters. Available after 10:30 a.m. for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Pre-game nerves? Post-game bragging rights? Get to Kingpin wearing your team's colours on game day and get a free upgrade from schooner to pint of Hans Superdry. T's and C's apply. Please drink responsibly. Established at Crown Complex and now open on Collins Street. Escape ordinary at Kingpin.
That's the sound of a cricket bat being shaped. Concrete mixing. Socks being stitched. Made right here in Australia. And when you look for products certified with the green and gold kangaroo, you can be confident you're buying an Australian-made product. You're backing local businesses, jobs, and our economy. Look for Australian-made and buy Australian.
For 185 years, Elders Real Estate has been embedded in the fabric of our country. So when it's time to buy or sell in your part of Australia, you need a trusted name. Someone who knows Australian real estate like no other. Who understands that it's not just a house. It's your past. It's your focus. It's your future. Someone with a network that runs deep right across Australia. There's one name you can rely on. Elders Real Estate.
The Sounding Board with Craig Hutchison and Damien Barrett. It's sport, it's the media, it's talking about the issues that matter.
He kindly rang to check in on a story he was doing on should the ABC be spending millions on advertising when they are in the midst of a pay dispute and pay correction.
Why does he want to speak to you?
Well,
I know the answer now that you've set it up.
I've become the go-to guy. You've turned me on this podcast into an outspoken critic or a go-to.
You're the Neil Harvey of negative ABC commentary.
And I politely declined the opportunity. But I noticed that we didn't bob up anyway.
Did you give a no comment at all? Or just some off-the-record briefing?
I said I'm not across it.
Here it is. I've got the said article in hand. SEN radio boss Craig Hutchison has also previously lashed the ABC.
I didn't lash them.
Yes, you do. You were trying to wind them down. You actually said they shouldn't exist.
The Sounding Board podcast with Hutchie and Damo. Thanks to Drinkwise. If you're choosing to have a drink, choose to drink wise.
So, have you had anything to drink?
Yeah, but only a couple. And I ate a big meal.
Okay, breathe into the device, please. One long, continuous breath.
I also drank plenty of water And I'm a pretty big guy as well.
Okay, you've blown over .05, so I'm going to need you to step out of the car.
I'm not going to lose my license, am I? I didn't drink that much.
Stop kidding yourself. If you drink, don't drive. A message from the TAC.
Great performance starts with great recovery, and only Tempur mattresses and pillows are born from NASA technology for unmatched comfort and support. After a game, training session or a long day on your feet, Tempur helps your body relax, recover and reset overnight. Add a Tempur adjustable base to elevate your head or feet and find your perfect recovery position at the touch of a button. Sleep like it matters. Find your nearest stockist at tempur.com.au. The difference is Tempur.
You're listening to AFL Nation for 4 and 20 Pies, Australia's original fan food.
AFL Nation for 4 and 20 Pies, Australia's original fan foods. The pre-game show is for Before You Dig. Before every job, search Before You Dig online every time. And Trojan, tools built tough, available at Bunnings Warehouse. Both teams are out there on the park going through their final warm-ups for Ream, manufacturing in Australia for over 80 years. And we've got the smell of smoke and gunpowder that's come through the commentary box from all those pyrotechnics pre-game. Jordan Canellis, Brett Phillips and Dermot Brereton with you. Derm, as you look out onto the MCG today, blue sky overhead, only a few little wispy clouds over above us, but looking forward to a good game of football. And a Melbourne team that has thrived so far at the MCG, coming off a loss last week to Essendon, but they're 3-0 so far here at the G today. Obviously, we know their strengths are Max Gawn and Cozzy Pickett primarily, but where else are you looking forward to seeing where Melbourne might be able to win today's game?
Well, it obviously has to come out of the middle of the ground at some stage. So we've talked about Jack Steele and his importance to the club since he's arrived there, but you've still got to get the job done in your forward half. Brodie Myercheck is the one who's added a little bit of movement into their forward half of the ground. He's able to draw the ball, and by no small way of coincidence, he's assisted Jacob Van Rooyen by giving him more space, because he's not a static forward who waves and says, here I am down the line, just bomb it on my head, I know the traffic will come to me, people know where it's going, and everything clogs up thereafter, and you fight the fight still, and hopefully your crummers win it. He's not that type of player. He can do that if it's a slow play. He will draw the footy and lead to position. Bailey Fritsch will find more opportunities when he's doing that as well. That is my check. So Fritsch likes movement. He's one of those players who has to find a little bit of space to be an advantage to his team. So they've got to get the job done up forward. I'd like to see the new Pickett. I'd like, what's his first name?
Latrell.
Latrell. Right, okay. Okay, beautiful. I was going to think of a short name for that. But, yeah, I'd like to see him get a little bit more involvement, because when he does get involved, he's electrifying and he can really make the opposition think, how do we cover this pace? Because we know what Kasai is capable of. So they've got some weaponry up there. They've got some damage capabilities up there. They have to stand up, down, back. Made a few blues last week with Harrison Petty and Disco Turner, just got a few things wrong, so they'll have seen their vision, they'll have learned from that. They're up against a pretty formidable forward line today. Oscar Allen comes into this club. This is the first time I get to see him in the flesh this year. Gallup has been pretty good, although have a look for Gallup. Before the game, he looked like he had Roberto Duran, hands of stone. He just could not grab the ball. He double grabbed at everything. So keep an eye out for that. He might be a touch out of form with his handwork. So it is a good forward line, though. You've got Cam Rayner. Who else have they got? The Ruckman, the Draper can go through there. Charlie Cameron
here. And of course the Cameron doesn't want
ever dangerous. So, yeah, they got weaponry everywhere. Look, if they play well, they probably win the Brisbane Lions. But this is one of those games where I think this is riddled with danger for Brisbane. Sleepy Sunday afternoon, and some people would say, oh, clear blue skies and beautiful days. No, the best days is when there's light cloud cover, a little bit of sun poking through, and no wind. This is This is if you're a forward who relies on marking the ball, this is the day you dream of, you hope for a first game. So they've got a couple of youngsters in there. And while we do that, I know you're going to ask me what's going to be the unmissable moment for drink-wise.
Yes.
Now, for the first time ever, I'm going to put the unmissable moment for drink-wise, choose to drink-wise. I'm going to put this on YouTube. When it comes to Xavier Taylor, Jack Viney told us he wants to be known, well, he wants him to be known, as Reggie Taylor.
Reggie.
All right, he is officially Reggie Taylor. Do not go, is he playing his first game? We are going to go a whole career and not, after this moment, mention Xavier once again. He will officially be known as Reggie Taylor from here in YouTube.
Do you mind if I go a bit more formal, though, Derm? Can I go,
What's that?
Reginald?
Maybe the Reginald.
Reginald.
Reggie and Reginald, all acceptable, I think.
Yeah,
Right,
we'll
so-
roll with any of those, but yeah, from here on, there's no such name as Xavier.
Xavier Taylor does not exist anymore.
Reggie Taylor, I love it.
It's like all those years ago, I did a game out of Geelong when Gary Hocking changed his name to Whiskers.
Whiskers.
Remember that
Did too.
It's the strangest day.
Yeah. And all the serious commentators refused to call him Whiskers.
Those are the thoughts from our expert for Power Bay Premium Energy Solutions
All
for
right.
sustainable
This is
Australian
it,
homes.
folks.
Both teams have completed their warm-up for Ream. Steady, hot and strong. Our pre-game has been fought before you dig. The coin toss for Keno goes $40 million jackpot. Download the app. Melbourne will kick to the punt road end in the first quarter. This is AFL Nation for 4 and 20 pies. Brett Phillips with the opening bounce.
Beautiful day at the MCG, as Derm said, and Steele's going to get the first clearance for Melbourne. A high ball inside 50. They're kicking to the left of your goal, the punt road end here at the MCG. And it's a good first forward foray. Umpire just holding the whistle here. Big pack of players around the footy. Eventually, they will come in and separate this pack. As we've said, Melbourne have saved their best. 3 stirring wins at the MCG this year. Draper won the palm down. Zach Bailey will hack a kick out of defensive 50 here for Brisbane. Rolls into the heart of the MCG. Turner there, trying to trap it below the ankles. Good gather in the end. Sweeping handball. Tolstrup, little sidestep. Fed it back nicely. Melbourne looking to build again. They've got a couple of options at half forward. Van Rooyen.
This is good. He's dragged Harris Andrews away from the drop zone.
Kicks to the hot spot. Big fist in from Draper. Brisbane looking to defend again. Wilmot with his head over the footy, and Melbourne will lock it up. No score. Tyre Power scoreboard. Your trusted tyre experts are a couple of minutes in.
4 changes for Melbourne today. Reggie Taylor, Bailey Laurie, Matt Jefferson and Moose.
And it is Lucky Neal's 300 game, Dunkley's 200 game.
Outs. There are 2
And
2 changes
Logan
for Brisbane.
Morris,
Noah
50.
Answorth came in for Dane Zorko in the
There you
team
go.
announcements during the week. And the late change, Zane Zakostelski comes in for Darcy Fort. It's inside 50 here for the D's. Levi Ashcroft's gets the clearing kick. There's a whistle. And Brisbane want to take the advantage, but they'll be denied that. It's going to come back. All the way back to fullback here for Brisbane.
Yeah, when there's like a 10% chance that the umpire will allow the quick play on advantage, forwards will always take it just on the chance that they can get a cheapie. Kai Lohman ran onto that and just kept running away, and they had to bring it back another 90 metres.
Brisbane will use the broadcast wing. They kick around towards half-back. Underneath it was Draper, pushed under the footy by Turner. Comes out here for Melbourne. There was a legging free kick advantage taken. Windsor goes to Laurie from 50, sets sail for goal. It was threatening to bend back, but then diverts the other way and goes out near the behind post for a minor score.
We would have said good goal had he kicked it, but you kind of expect your half-forward flankers to kick that type of goal.
First score of the game, Melbourne behind.
So Brisbane working to the back 50. Leicester. And now spreads it to the worn Stan wing. Just hold the footy for a moment. Inboard to Fletcher. Build it up, Brisbane, from the back half. Lights on. Sun shining.
It's a big compliment here. Fagan has sent Jared Berry to Harvey Langford on the wing.
All in the hands of Levi Ashcroft. He hugs the boundary line with the kick. He was looking for Dunkley. Now Melbourne trying to get some rebound, but they were stifled there. Steele taken over the boundary line. Will have it tossed in.
And Tolstrup, who's had a tagging role in several games this year has gone to the halfback flank and picking up Kai Lohmann. Disco Turner, Cam is on Cam Rayner.
Warren won the palm down, immediately taken Windsor in the tackle. We'll get another stop here. Melbourne are behind. Brisbane yet to score. AFL Nation for 4 and 20 pies.
Kicked out of the pack. Inside 50 it goes for Brisbane. Coming out to meet it there was Allen. Tackled immediately. And the umpire says, let's ball it up.
So Harrison Petty's trying to pick up Logan Morris. I'm not so sure Harrison Petty's going to have enough agility to try and cover Logan Morris.
Whacked out of there by Gawn, straight into the hands of Cozzy Pickett, who thumps it out into the sunshine on the outer wing. Picked up by Fletcher. Handballs backwards to Answorth, who flings it in field towards Berry. Into the centre circle. It's fielded by Gallup. Picks it up and goes. Flops an ordinary kick towards centre half forward, where it's met easily by Langdon. He shares it and gets it to Pickett, who got it from Howes. Goes around the wing. Mark dropped on the near side by Myercheck, but they've still got numbers here, the Demons. They've got run as well. Oh, it's a fumble. It's a bad fumble from Langford, who left it behind. And Brisbane have the numbers to pick it up the other way.
What are you doing?
Berry trying to find some space inside 50. Got it over the back. Beautifully weighted kick to Logan Morris.
Oh, there we go. Morris on his 50th game.
And then just hunted back towards goal.
Line up from about 35 at the city end. Good look at the uprights here.
Yeah, Langford's, that's a pretty easy handball receive to cough up on the centre wing. He's a better player than that. And the reigning premiers will make you pay if you do that. Gee, Ty Gallup, I talked about his hands were bad before the game. That could be the worst ball drop I've seen for season 2026.
Morris, he's been going at 50% this year. Get Brisbane on the board early, but left to right, inside the left goal post. Brisbane get the opening goal.
Good.
Sunday afternoon footy at the MCG. One straight, Melbourne are behind. Tyre Power scoreboard. Big safety this month. You can get the free 5-minute tyre safety check at your local Tyre Power.
So Bailey Laurie had received the handball, and Langford went to run past him for Melbourne. And if anything, from close quarters, the handball might have been a little hard and aimed at his hip, and he couldn't quite get his hands set to receive it. But it wasn't a bad handball. It just wasn't to perfect advantage, and he just coughed it up. You've got to do better than that. If you're Langford,
our expert,
Langford, just grasped it.
Dermot Brereton, our expert for Power Bay Quality Solar Solutions. In the middle, it was a big leap from Draper, who got right over the top of Gawn. Didn't quite get the tap to advantage, but it still works out for Brisbane. Centre clearance, punched by Petty, not to advantage though, straight to the path of Cameron, who leaps up, takes it, gets taken by Howes. Ball spills free and kept alive by Ashcroft. Bailey's in the mix as well, couldn't control it. And Melbourne through Tolstrup and Langdon will get it out of their defensive 50.
Well done.
Decent kick from Langdon to find Jefferson, who takes the mark at right half back. Melbourne handled that situation nicely in defence.
And that's a really good acceptance in that mark, because it was a 2-on-1 if it hits the deck.
Oh, a big fly from Van Rooyen, who went sailing over Andrews. Didn't take it though.
Good run.
Here comes the former Brisbane player Sharp. Kicks it inside 50 for Melbourne. Dropped by Myercheck. Picked up by Langford. Takes a bounce. Berry pursues. Goal scored by Langford. Ran through the forward 50 and finished on the top of the goal square. And Melbourne get their first goal of the game. The D's 1-1-7, Brisbane 1 straight 6. And it's the first time we get to jig today at the MCG.
We're doing a jig. Oh my.
Good on you, Jimmy. So that was really well done by Langford. He didn't allow the turnover from the play 2 minutes ago to affect him on that one. So he's worked pretty hard into the forward line. I've got to take my hat off once again to Matthew Jefferson, who led up the ground for that pressured kick coming out of the defenders area. He presented. He was able to mark it. That's where the normal breakdown turnaround zone was. But they played it very, very well. Well done, Jefferson.
Back in the middle we go. Draper won the palm down. McCluggage extracting it out of the middle. A wide rolling ball towards the wing. Cully and Ashcroft both giving chase. Ashcroft kept it in, did it beautifully. Zach Bailey away to Lockie Neal. The kick inside 450. Lohmann flying from the back. He had a bit of purchase. Just couldn't quite complete.
Got away from his opponent. on that occasion, and that was a first gamer.
So Brisbane deep, kicking to the city end, to the right of your dial in this opening quarter. Max just slaps it away towards the boundary line.
There he is.
Could have been dealt with and given a free kick. Umpire said play on. Sharp had his head over the footy. They extract it now. Latrell Pickett. He's got a bit of room on that far wing term. He's had a couple of bounces. Make it three.
Cousin, see you soon.
He'll loop the handball over the top. Ben Roy, and here's Cozzy Pickett getting involved in the chain. Sprints to the 50. He's had a bounce. His eyes dart inboard. Beautiful ball. Would have blazed away. And finds Sharp in a good spot here.
And look where Latrell is.
Out.
He's already ahead of the ball, and he was in that play on the back flank. So that's the weapon we talk about with Melbourne. Their ability to, well, when you move the ball quickly, it's normally by foot, and you can pick out targets. But when you have players who run with the ball and you cannot catch them, it sends the defenders into panic. Do I play in front? Do I guard space? Do I play behind? Wait on the kick here.
Sharp, he has been a goal kicker this year. He's kicked 6.
He loves it.
Make it 7. Back-to-back goals for the Demons. 2-1-13. Brisbane 1 straight. Quick update around the grounds at Marvel Stadium for Chemist Warehouse. Nearing the ton, North Melbourne. 15-8.
I don't know that Irish song. I thought we were going to get a bit of the Rocky Road to Dublin, actually. But Harry Sharp, former player for the Brisbane Lions. And when he kicked that and watched it go through, he pulled the front of his Melbourne jumper up to his lips and kissed the jumper as if to say, stick it up you, Brisbane. I didn't get a game there. Melbourne love me. I love them back more.
And many games that he played at Brisbane, just the 16 it was over 3 years. And he's Melbourne through and through now, Harry Sharp. 2-1-13. The D's to 1 straight 6 Brisbane for tyre power, and they get the centre clearance straight away, right down the middle, and it's straight to Harris Andrews, who threw Van Rooyen out of the path and takes the mark at full back.
Yeah, he just transferred his weight incorrectly at the wrong time. Van Rooyen tried to push, and yeah, it was a pretty easy tip over in the end.
McCluggage takes a risky kick, but finds Will Ashcroft perfectly on the angled kick towards the corridor. He comes back, McCluggage for the overlap. Goes inside the centre square. Mark taken by Zach Ostelski. Moose is on him. You heard the ooh before from Moose, who was coming on the field. And now you get the ooh from Bruce, who takes the mark on Hal Ford. Bruce Reville, who goes inside 50 with this kick. Looking for Loman. Jumps up. Can't take the grab. McCluggage has continued working forward. It stops underneath the pack, and it will be a ball up.
So the Lions are having to use Ty Gallop in defence again today. Cover the key forwards of Melbourne.
Thrown up inside 50. Howes is back there for Melbourne. Screws the kick around the body. Reveal picks it up in the pocket. Lockie Neal gives it back to Bruce Reveal. He gets under the kick and it's a wobbler. It fades away from the goal face. Petty's underneath it. Lays the tackle, Petty.
Got to be holding the ball. No,
and it is.
Good decision. He cradled the ball with one arm. The left arm was pinned, and so his action then was just to bring the ball all the way to ground without making a realistic attempt trying to get it.
Oh no, Petty. His eyes were darting everywhere, and that was the risky kick across goal. It's cost Melbourne. Turnover, and Charlie Cameron's going to make you pay every time. Left foot snap goal.
There you go.
He was in 2 or 3 minds. He wanted to try and get it to the open side.
It was just a missed kick in the end, yeah. He did have several options. None of them were great, and it had to be a perfect kick. It was anything but. He kicked it a little bit off the instep. Oh, yeah,
we're just going to keep up with the Demons at the moment.
So Cameron hits the scoreboard
Still
for
very
Brisbane.
early.
2-1-13 Melbourne. The Lions 2 straight tyre power scoreboard. Your trusted tyre experts.
Oh, yeah, it was a shame. Just a shame. Thanks. Yeah, it's going to be hard enough to beat a premiership team when you're playing well. You don't want to give them back the ball. So they've kicked 2 goals here from, one's a fumble and the other's just a shank, a 15-metre pass shank in front of goals.
AFL Nation for 4 and 20 pies, a 1-point difference. 13 plays 12 here at the MCG. Melbourne and Brisbane. Melbourne get the inside, will get the clearance. It barely went inside 50. Pinged off the hands of Myercheck. And it's going to be a high free kick going Melbourne's way to Windsor. He has the footy 65 metres out straight in front. He'll angle it to the right forward pocket, looking for Van Rooyen. Lester comes across and swipes it away out of bounds. Throw in underneath the Shane Warne stand here at the G with the lights already on. Here at the G, I don't know why. It's blue skies, bright overheads. 2/3 of the ground is in shadow, so maybe that's the reason. Ball comes back into play. Van Rooyen does the ruck work inside 50. Wilmot gets the kick away to rebound defence. Doesn't travel too long. Here's Reginald. Can't get it ahead of Lohman, though. Morris helps him out. And Lohman keeps on running, receives it back. He's on the outer wing, kicking Brisbane towards left half forward. It's an ordinary kick. Scrubs up to Disco Turner and sends Melbourne back out the far sides, where the mark has been taken by Jai Cully.
Comes inboard to Sharp, had to be spot on. He'll get the mark at the end. There was a little bit of interference, but able to purchase.
Good numbers back already, Brisbane.
Sharp plays on. He's going to hit the top spot, right at the 50. Big fly, Gallop. Nicely done, young man.
Good grab. Let's see how he kicks it.
Sped up.
Too bad.
Hit the target. Harris Andrews will measure their way out here at Brisbane. This is the young man, Zach Ostelski, who's come in for Darcy Fort. Goes to Levi Ashcroft, so they hold the ball around half back here, Brisbane. Just trying to pierce their way through. The Melbourne defence doesn't want to go up the line, so trying to change up the angles. Goes to his brother. Ashcroft is going to work it all the way back inside defensive 50 to Harris Andrews and trying to attack the other side of the ground. Back to Gallop. It started with his mark. Keen to kick it to a 50-50 contest. In the end, he's had to. And the pluggage. Good work there by Reggie. He's held him up, ball off hands. Out of bounds. Reggie Taylor. It's going to stick. Just his first name.
Very good.
First name doesn't exist.
No.
Ball to be tossed in.
It's just not there. Forget it.
Boundary throw in. Zach Ostelski flips it out the sides. Latrell Pickett collects the loose footy. Handballs forward to Sparrow, who's caught by McCluggage. Ball jarred free. And the umpire's going to say throw it in as they went out of play, so no free kick. Another boundary throw in on the same position. Centre wing out of side.
He did a 540 then in the tackle.
Yeah, I was looking for the umpire to see what the signal would be, and he just said throw it in. Ball comes in over the head of both ruckmen. Out the back, Bailey got the handball away, but the umpire blew the whistle maybe a little prematurely to say let's ball it up. Thrown up now on the outer sides. Heath winning the tap down towards Windsor. Not to advantage though. McCluggage came in. Ashcroft gives the handball to Bailey. They're at left half forward. Flinging it forward again is Berry. Now it's Bruce Reveal. Handball to Fletcher. Takes a step, gets to the 50, sends it goal bound and drills it home. Lovely finish from Jasper Fletcher, who did not have a lot of space to work with. Got the handball received from Reveal. And off one or two steps, nails it. And Brisbane take the lead here at the MCG. It's Melbourne 2-1-13. Brisbane 3 straight 18 for Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts.
It'd be easy to say he's floated down from the back line, but there was a wave of Brisbane players running through the forward half of the centre square, and it was literally a raffle. Had he looked back over his right shoulder into the centre of the ground, he would have had another support runner to give it to. Yeah, he's just lobbed down there. His opponent, who is the half forward, got absorbed up into that traffic and was unable to have any effect in pressuring him.
Around the grounds for Chemist Warehouse, Marvel Stadium 16-9-105 North Melbourne, Richmond 6-12-48. Final quarter. Tackle Dunkley on Sparrow. We have another stop here. Umpire tosses it up. He's trying to slap it out of the area. Rayner trying to run into the footy.
Yeah, North Melbourne are
eventually
having a massive win at the
Taylor.
moment.
Back to Fritsch, working their way through the traffic, linking up by hand. Windsor, Fritsch, done beautifully here. Cossie Pickett on the burst at half forward. He says, come to me. He's got a couple of options. My check on the end of it. Great transition of the footy that time from Melbourne.
Opposed to Ty Gallop there, and Gallop came forward at the ball but was unable to impact, and as soon as Myercheck sensed that, he actually ran backwards for a little period of time before he just waved the arms and said, here I am in the pocket all by myself.
So 40 out, he's going to take a couple of steps out to the right to give Melbourne back the lead inside that left goal post. Gets the job done. 3-1-19. Entertaining start here at the G. Brisbane, 3 straight on the Tyre Power scoreboard, your trusted tyre experts.
Fucking hell. I guess this is going to be a high-scoring match.
So that's going over the whole PA, isn't it? That's not us playing it for the Jim Stein show. That's
everyone
the
here is
entire...
hearing this.
Yeah, right, okay. I'll get up and be Michael Flatley in a moment. The river dance.
Well, they do. They've got river dances out there.
Have they?
Yeah, on that little platform where they do sometimes they have little concerts out there.
Fair dinkum.
And the fiddler as well. Someone playing the fiddle out there. Back in the middle for the restart of play. Melbourne retake the lead. 19 plays 18. Free kick out of that ruck battle between Draper and Gawn. Gawn gets the free. Bit indecisive here. Gawn, he goes short and finds Cozzy Pickett just over the centre circle.
That went 9 metres, that kick.
Cozzy goes up to half forward and finds Sparrow.
Yeah. Lockie Neal wouldn't chase hard then.
Goes across the forward 50. Fritsch rises up, doesn't take the mark. Dropped it on the way down. Rayner picks up the crumbs. Finds the handball in Berry. Back to Andrews. And now it's Rayner who beats 1 tackle. Beats 2 tackles, Cam Rayner. Gives it to Answorth. Slices the kick away. And it's marked by Turner.
Get in front of Max. He's got a mismatch. Although Draper's lurking closer to him now. Disco, come forward.
Thinking about going backwards now. He's going to pump it long. Inside forward 50 for the high flyers. Bit of purchase. Van Rooyen's taken a beauty.
That is a really good key forward contested pack mark. That's as good as it gets.
Absolutely, Dan. You would love that. Contested mark from a forward.
All right.
Good jump at it.
Big splash on the pack, and Harris Andrews hits the deck. And a few of the Melbourne boys stand over him and let him know about it. I don't think it'll bother Harris all that much.
Very nice on the Harvey Norman replay. Now at Harvey Norman up to 25% off selected Big Brown laptops in store and online. Van Rooyen skips through 40.
Get in.
In. The umpire's some work to do to his left. But Melbourne have slotted their 4th. And they're right in the contest here.
Fucking hell, this music.
Shootout sort of feel. 4-1-25 to 3 straight 18 for Tyre Power.
Yes, so the girls out there on that stage, the Celtic dancers, they have the wooden floor underneath them. They've got their taps on, so you can hear them tapping away as well. That's, we want to see a lot of goals kicked here. We hear that plenty.
Oh, yeah, we're playing the jig every time they score. This is happening all day, people.
Oh, good tap.
Good tap. It was not picked up, though, by a Melbourne player off the hand of Gawn. Windsor chased it down. Sparrow chased it with him, and they all go to ground together for a ball up. 25 plays 18. Melbourne in front here by 7 points on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Cully comes through the pack. Couldn't release the handball to Gawn. It goes back to ground. Is that going to be holding? It is. Melbourne free kick. Gawn offloads it straight away to Cozzy Pickett. Gives it to Windsor. Punches it forward to Latrell Pickett. Picks it up at the top of the 50. Has to dart around to straighten himself up. Kicks across the front edge of the square to Tolstrup. Runs around McCluggage. Heaves it inside 50. 2-on-2 battle. Great grab, Jefferson.
So he's a tall kid. He's not filled out yet, this lad Jefferson, but that's the second really good mark he's taken here. He's opposed to Kadeem Coleman. Now, Coleman is a wonderful backline player. I'm not going to call him a defender because he doesn't defend all that well. He's an attacking backline player. And if you get a match up like this, a lad who can launch and grab the footy at the highest point, he's going to expose the flaw in Kadeem Coleman's game, and that is truly defending.
Jefferson from left half forward. He'll kick from 40, and it's hit the instep of his boot, Jefferson, and won't score at all. Out on the full.
So we know they're trials down back, Brisbane, this season. They've lost a few of their key defenders, and they're trying to make do with some. That's 7-metre passes. Keep holding.
Wilmot to Ainsworth, the 1-2 back to Wilmot. Who misses this one. Wasn't keen to go up the line. He found Gallop in the end. To the on-stand side. Draper couldn't complete the mark. Reveals at the back. Meterage in front of him. He need a target at half-forward. That's Lincoln McCarthy.
He's run on here, Reveal.
What's the next ball? He mightn't get that one. Let's get a handball received. Charlie Cameron takes the mark. Now drills it inside forward 50. Marking it just inside. Just. Rayner. This looked like he was in the car park.
He's about, only 10, 11 metres around from the point post, so it should be a comfortable snap for him. He won't be challenged by the distance, so we can give it a lot of air and therefore get a real curve on this.
So Cam Rayner taking up his allocation of time. Hooks it across his body. The crowd tells you. This is a good game of footy. 4-1-25 Melbourne. The Lions are 4 straight AFL Nation for 4 and 20 pies. Strap yourself in.
Remember, I mean, they took that coast to coast then. Remember that kick that went 7 metres into the goal square? The Melbourne player
highest scoring game so far.
But because they're so fearful of 50 metres now, he didn't hear the call of not 15 play on, and he just literally just softly placed his hands on the back of the player who had received the footy in the goal square from the 7-metre chip pass. Had he just tackled him and the umpire said it's a mark, it's an automatic 50. So that was a little bit of gun-shy behaviour that worked against him because of how this game's been officiated in this era.
Draper and Gawn in the ruck. Draper wins the tap and got the handball, but it only went to a nest of Brisbane players. Ashcroft was there. He finds Ainsworth on the wing, gets onto his right foot and pumps it forward towards the flank. Draper has floated out in that direction, and Windsor just put enough body contact on and shielded the ball to let it roll out of play. Melbourne 25, Brisbane 24, AFL Nation for 4 and 20 pies. Jordan Canellis, Brett Phillips, and our expert for Power Bay, Dermot Brereton. Power Bay Premium Energy Solutions for sustainable Australian homes. Ball thrown in at left half forward Brisbane. Tully got hit by his own teammate in Steele. Ball comes free. Neil pokes it inside 50 for the Lions. Bailey tried to find Ashcroft, who accidentally toe pokes it forward. Somehow keeps it in the field of play, but there was very little chance that Charlie Cameron could realistically get there on the behind line, and so it rolls through for a minor score to tie proceedings at 4-1-25 apiece on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
So Cholstrick to come out of his defensive goal square. He's going to go right up the middle. It's a low ball through the air. Front position there for Chandler. Now they can go. Gawn, Windsor into a bit of trouble. Able to lay off the handball. Just needs to sit here for Pickett. Then he ran into a brick wall of Lions. Lester on one side, Ainsworth on the other.
Yeah, he went into a little evasive manoeuvre there. He tried to step inside, and the umpire ruled that as his prior.
Lester squared the ball to Berry towards half forward. Wilmot trying to fly in the air, but Steele will get the intercept mark and try and rebound the other way for Melbourne. Cully's got plenty of space on that outer wing. It's a 1-on-1 at half forward. He's just going to fly from behind and try to bring the ball to ground. He's outnumbered 2-1 trying to hold that footy up, but weight of numbers here with Brisbane. And eventually they'll extract it out of the squeeze. Berry. Nice hit up to Morris. He's quick to turn. He's got a couple of options. He's going to square the ball across half-back where Brisbane have got a ton of space here. He's loping after
Come on, Brisbane.
He's Fletcher. Neil. Took it down the half volley, fit it back to Fletcher. Plenty of room here, Brisbane to work.
So Reveal's playing, he's marked this on the centre wing. Yep. He's playing as a half-forward flanker, but as soon as the ball's bounced, he actually becomes a midfielder. And he's swapping with McCluggage, who then pushes forward, and McCluggage is playing as a half-forward, occasionally playing up into the midfield. It's just McCluggage is a half-forward, but he just takes the centre bounces.
Now Reveal pulls the trigger, goes inside forward 50 with a kick. Gawn. He's caught in the sandwich of Lions. Morrison, Oscar Allen down there as well. So just inside the boundary line, about 40 metres out from the Lions goal. We're tied up at 25 apiece. AFL Nation for 4 and 20 pies.
Thrown up in the pocket, clean tap down from Draper to Bailey, who lost it in the challenge. That's going to be a free kick to Melbourne. There was on the run there, Bailey, about to square up and try and size up the big sticks, but ran into a wall of Melbourne players and the ball came free. Cully goes to Langdon, who kicks long out the far side to Myercheck, who got shoved, said the umpire. So a free kick to Brody Myercheck on the far wing.
That was just a professional free kick. He knew he was done for positioning, but if he gives away the free kick, they can slow up play, as has happened.
Myercheck airs out the long kick down the line. Sat underneath it. Andrews takes the good mark. The co-captain for Brisbane.
You can't do that. You can't just bang it down the line to Harris Andrews. You've got to have your teammates work really hard to take that little 15-metre chip kick sideways or backwards even. Get it away from Harris Andrews' line.
Brisbane have got the footy at centre-half back at the moment. Through Lester, who chips it out to Andrews again. They'll come out the broadcast side in the shadow of the members' wing. Running handball from Ainsworth to Fletcher. Kicks it down the line, and it was favouring Langford all the way. Takes the mark. Melbourne have possession back at left half back. There's a minute to go here in the third quarter. Langford kicks long down the line. Andrews is there again. Cuts the contest in half. Chandler was there to crumb it. Gives it to Laurie. Didn't like anything on the inside. Saw Langford on the outside running down the boundary. They've got a bit of time here, Melbourne. They can use it. Langford kicks towards the goal square. There's more Brisbane players back there than Melbourne forwards. Is there a whistle? Yes, Berry got floored. So it'll be his free kick at full back. Quickly around the grounds for Chemist Warehouse. North Melbourne 117, Richmond 55 at Marvel Stadium. Save on your prescriptions at Chemist Warehouse.
So Berry deep in defence for the Lions as we tick down to quarter time. He's going to come to the members' side. Gorn territory. Morris went with the spoil.
We're going to be getting some quarter time, and I think that will be good.
Out of bounds. To be tossed in.
See, even that kick then, even though Max got to the drop of the ball, he was never comfortable enough to accept the mark. So they try and steer away from him. Oscar Allen runs behind play for the last few seconds of this quarter.
Tap down did Max. Neil.
That's holding the ball on.
Laurie was there every step with him.
That is
there we go.
Quarter time. 4-1-25 apiece. All singles. Van Rooyen, Langford, Myercheck and Sharp for Melbourne. And for Brisbane, Fletcher, Morris, Rayner and Cameron. Around the grounds for Chemist Warehouse.
Can't split them.
118 North Melbourne leading Richmond.
You cannot split
7-13-55. We're in the final quarter of that match at Marvel Stadium. We'll be back with a big second quarter here at the MCG. Melbourne and Brisbane deadlocked at 25 apiece.
That quarter on AFL Nation was for Tyre Power. Big Easter sale now on with 25% off on selected Toyota tyres. Tyrepower.com.au.
You know, the radio's on, listen to it. But good match so far.
So, have you had anything to drink?
Yeah, but only a couple. And I ate a big meal.
Okay, breathe into the device, please. One long continuous breath.
I also drank plenty of water. And I'm a pretty big guy as well.
Okay, you've blown over 0.05, so I'm going to need you to step out of the car.
I'm not going to lose my license, am I? I didn't drink that much.
Stop kidding yourself. If you drink, don't drive. A message from the TAC.
Pre-game nerves? Post-game bragging rights? Get to Kingpin wearing your team's colours on game day and get a free upgrade from schooner to pint of Hans Superdry. T's and C's apply. Please drink responsibly. Established at Crown Complex and now open on Collins Street. Escape ordinary at Kingpin.
Time out! Time out! Okay, Macca's new Dunk McCrispy is here. Juicy Aussie chicken dunked in Korean sticky barbecue sauce. Plus Macca's sauce doesn't miss. Available after 10:30 a.m. for a limited time at participating restaurants.
That's the sound of a cricket bat being shaped. Concrete mixing. Socks being stitched. Made right here in Australia. And when you look for products certified with the green and gold kangaroo, you can be confident you're buying an Australian-made product. You're backing local businesses, jobs, and our economy. Look for Australian-made and buy Australian.
The gathering is done, and in this week's Round 6 Chemist Warehouse AFL record, we celebrate two 300 gamers.
Mark Blitzarves gave up athletics and basketball to become a dual premiership big man for the Cats, while Lachie Neale crossed from Freo to Brisbane to win 2 Brownlows and 2 flags.
A big week for rivalries. Carlton Collingwood, the Swans and the Giants, and our very own Western Derby.
This Chemist Warehouse AFL record features the WA football budget, on sale at Optus Stadium for just $6.
Can't get there? Visit aflrecord.com.au to grab your copy.
All right, I'm going to the bar. We'll be back in a tick.
Seriously? They just bounced the ball, mate. Wait till quarter time.
Oh, won't be long this time. Oh, come on. Hurry up. So many people. Oh, what? What did I miss? Who scored?
Spending more time queuing for drinks than watching the game? You won't miss a moment if you drink wise.
For 185 years, Elders Real Estate has been embedded in the fabric of our country. So when it's time to buy or sell in your part of Australia, you need a trusted name. Someone who knows Australian real estate like no other. Who understands that it's not just a house. It's your past. It's your focus. It's your future. Someone with a network that runs deep right across Australia. There's one name you can rely on. Elders Real Estate.
Up to 25% off selected big brand laptops now at Harvey Norman. That's right, up to 25% off. Like the Acer Aspire Go with Intel Core 5 processor, now $628, save $270. Or save $400 on the Lenovo IdeaPad Slim 3 Copilot Plus, now $998. Amazing deal on the HP OmniBook X Flip 14 Copilot Plus, now only $1,498. Best range, best brands, best prices. Don't miss up to 25% off selected laptops at Harvey Norman now. Conditions apply.
Is your internet keeping up with your household? Or are you the only one apologising for the buffering again? Mate's high-speed NBN plans powered by NBN give the whole family room to stream, game and work from home all at the same time. Right now, save up to $150 over your first 6 months. No lock-in contracts, unlimited data and real Aussie support when you need it. Visit letsbemates.com.au.
Offer available to new services on eligible internet plans. $25 discount per month for 6 months, then reverts to standard pricing. $150 total saving. Conditions apply.
You're listening to AFL Nation for 4 and 20 Pies, Australia's original fan food.
Here comes the former Brisbane player Sharp. Kicks it inside 50 for Melbourne. Dropped by Mychek, picked up by Langford, takes a bounce. Berry pursues. Goal scored by Langford.
Trying to get out.
Oh, no, Petty. His eyes were darting everywhere, and that was the risky kick across goal. It's cost Melbourne. Turnover, and Charlie Cameron's going to make you pay every time. Left foot snap goal.
Flinging it forward again is Berry. Now it's Bruce Reveal. Handball to Fletcher. Takes a step, gets to the 50, sends it goal bound and drills it home. Lovely finish from Jasper Fletcher.
Cam Rayner taking up his allocation of time. Hooks it across his body. The crowd tells you it's a good game of footy. Strap yourself in. Certainly is. Right now, Melbourne have played their best footy for the year at this ground. They're undefeated. They're taking on the two-time premiers Brisbane, 4-1-25 apiece. Before I get the thoughts of Dermot Brereton, a quick update at Marvel Stadium around the grounds for Chemist Warehouse. Save on your prescription at Chemist Warehouse. 2010-130 North Melbourne leading Richmond 7-13-55. Derm, your assessment of the first half hour?
So, as you would think, the score's at 25 apiece. Nearly everything's the same. There's just +2 in terms of inside 50s to Melbourne. Possessions, actually they're low down. It's a differing game, but everything else, clearances are within one of each other, and it's just the game style. Brisbane want to possess the ball. They've taken, what have they got already? Some marks, 27 I think for that quarter, and Melbourne are only in the teens. So differing game styles, but when Pickett gets it, it turns into a different game.
It certainly does. Heath took that ruck contest to start the second quarter for Melbourne. Wilmot got the kick off the back of the square. He ran hard, got Brisbane inside forward 50. All just patrolling the boundary line here. The lasso, it's going to be a free kick to Brisbane. Ball in hand. Berry will hit the top of the square with the kick. It was a low driving ball in. The interceptor, Jake Lever, takes the mark. Just kick this ball, not the required distance. Langdon had plenty of time though. He'll find Petty almost. Had to reel it in with the one hand. He was under a bit of pressure in the end. He handballed that one towards the boundary line. So it'll be last touch. It'll be a Brisbane ball to Bruce Reville.
So they're plus 27 for disposals, Brisbane, but most of that's coming from the fact that they just like to share the ball around in the back line, as they call it, build it up a bit.
Reville kicks a high ball inside 50. Tough one to mark. Langford. Latrell Pickett trying to give Melbourne some burst off half back. Hits up Jefferson. He's running past for the handball. Latrell, he's off. With quick legs. He kicks a little bit of open space on the wing. It's a 2-on-1 though that favours Brisbane. Harris Andrews will come across and cut it off. Handball's alongside the boundary line to Berry. And the squeeze was Lester. Bumped as he kicked it. High ball towards half forward. Big collision. That time between Reggie Taylor and Rayner. Heath. Hot handball to give to Cozzy Pickett.
Max is ahead of the
ricochet
footy.
Ball to Langford. Max is one-on-one, as you said. Dermot half forward. Big fist in from Harris Andrews. And now the grand level pursuit. Max kept it alive beautifully. Gave it to Steele. Somehow they kept that ball alive, Melbourne. A little skidding ball in the Chandler direction. And now Brisbane get back to mop up. Neal to Fletcher. And now McCluggage, he was away. Didn't quite have ball in hand. Fritsch made up the ground beautifully. Not out of the danger zone yet, Brisbane. But now Reville will gather with a bit of space. Trying to hit a target on the way out at half-back. Melbourne's pressure is good.
It's a chop. See where Reville got the ball? So he's starting outside the square on the half-forward flank, but then he just runs up and he becomes a true on-baller thereafter.
He's got the footy on the wing here, Bruce Reville. He'll chip it in towards the centre square. Mark taken by Coleman. Pickett held him up.
It's almost as if the coach is saying, Bruce, we're just going to put trainer wheels on you and give you a shot in the midfield, but you're not really a midfielder.
Drills it in towards Allen, who's going to claim the mark. Even though Petty had a big swipe at it, it popped up in the air, and Allen took the second grab, diving down low on his chest. And he's going to get up and take his kick at right half forward, a set shot at goal. Man on the mark is about 45 out, so this will be all of 50 for Oscar Allen.
Full time at Marvel, Geordie. 2010-130 the Kangaroos, 7-13-55 at Richmond. A 75-point victory thanks to Chemist Warehouse.
It's a big score there.
Oscar Allen here for already the 5th lead change of the day. Right half forward, a step inside the 50, gives it a good hit, and he's got every piece of that, Oscar Allen. Sent it all the way home out from right half forward. And Brisbane indeed are in front by a kick. It is Melbourne 4-1-25, Brisbane 5-1-31 on the Post Plus scoreboard. That's a plus.
Good start for the Lions.
Yeah, it was a good grab. 2 grabs. It's almost like the first one popped up off the hands. So, yeah, that's Kadeem Coleman's strength, that piercing bullet pass. Harrison Petty came through with this attempted spoil, but the first set of hands pops it up. Petty misses it on the way through, and then he dives for the second grab and clutches it all the way down. I don't mind this by King. He's sending Max Gawn to full forward, and Big Moose Heath is into the first ruck position. So they're making Brisbane force Harris Andrews to the goal square rather than interceptor at half-back.
Goes head-to-head with Draper. A little toe poke forward by Jack Steele. It rolled past a couple of demons, and Coleman was able to mop up on the stretch. Draper couldn't reel in the mark. Tolstrup the gather. Cozzy Pickett by hand. Langdon in the heart of the MCG. He'll flare it wide. Bit of space on this member's wing to try and set up. Langford can go back on his left. Drills one towards half forward through the air. Coleman couldn't complete the mark. A free kick.
That's a poor choice of kick, though.
So Coleman's ball here at halfback for Brisbane. Led by a kick. 5-1 to 4-1. Running short to Bailey. He was asked to play on. Back to Coleman. Parked at halfback here, Brisbane. Hits up McCarthy.
So this is where they get that disparity in the possession numbers. So that's their 4th mark. Chip mark in a row. Jared Berry's got it on slightly
tight game so
defensive
far.
Wing, 5 metres in from the boundary line.
He's coming inboard. He's
Reggie
just driving it up the line. Draper direction. Morris there as well. Melbourne looking to get the ground level ball. Big fight on here. Dunkley always prepared to put his head in the trough with Petty right there with him for company. He'll have a ball in, the ball up just inside the boundary line. Slightly forward here for Brisbane.
Thrown up, slapped on the boot by Draper. Mark taken by Petty at halfback, who releases the handball immediately. Chandler from centre halfback out to Van Rooyen at left half forward. Collects it on the half volley, beats Gallup for pace. Handballs forward to Fritsch. It dropped at his feet, and Fritsch went for the handball over his head.
That's
and it went
show-pony stuff.
Straight to Bruce Reveal for a turnover. Cameron and Reveal waxing between them. Reveal goes down the line to Rayner. Handball released immediately to Charlie Cameron again. Coming up for another possession, and he kicks inside 50 and hits the chest of Morris. So that's one error from Bailey Fritsch.
Yeah. Morris and Allen are doing well
they were torched.
today.
He torched them, but I must say the handball had to hit Fritsch perfectly. Oh, and you use the word perfectly. It's not that hard to make the ball get to him in an acceptable form. He kind of pats it out in front of him because it was going to go to his knees. Just take it that you're going to grab the ball and run on with it and be unbalanced for 2 steps.
Scored the game's opening goal, Logan Morris. He has absolutely launched that into the crowd, but it's gone out to the right.
So they're getting their moments, Melbourne, like that run forward. Max refused to lead from the goal square. He left that space open for Fritsch to run into. So I thought it was a pretty easy lead and mark if Max did get on the bike.
In the Max direction from the kick in, Draper got a hand to it, couldn't bring down the mark. Sharp. Now Max gets to work at ground level, trying to fit it to Latrell Pickett. Nice handball to Steele. Through the traffic, they work well. Tolstrup took it from Sparrow to Cully. They've changed angles, Melbourne, as they come across the ground. They've controlled it nicely to Howes.
You've got to give that to Petty. He's run hard. He's got it on centre wing now.
Petty now looking for the handball option and linking up Langdon. In the end, we'll find Cozzy Pickett, who hits up the target in Fritsch. So they've gone from half-back to inside 50, the change of angle.
See where he got it, though,
make amends.
BP? And he's going to have to kick from the paint. His plant foot will be on the chalk of the 50-metre. But as soon as he got it, he said, no, we've been a bit frantic. Just settle down, I'll take this shot. But he still walks with his back to everything that's ahead of him. What happens if somebody's free? 25, there wasn't. But what happens if they do? You can't just turn your back on play like that when you've taken a mark.
Bailey Fritsch right on 50 at the city end. He launches. It's going to just hold up. Haven't killed the footy. Now they do. Brisbane in the end. They'll get it through.
And that's why you don't turn your back on play, because if a better option does come from that type of area, you take it.
Brisbane lead at 5-2 to 4-2. Host plus scoreboard. That's a plus. We've travelled 8.5 on the Elders clock win with Elders Finance.
They've got too many players in their kicking zone here close to the goal square.
AFL Nation for 4 and 20 pies. The kick out from Brisbane. Lever up on the flank. Can't hold it. Comes off his hands and out of play for a boundary throw in.
So if you've got too many close to the goal square on the kicking zone, it means you're really worried about, you're trying to cover the short chip kick. Give that away. You've got to stop the ones that get outside 50.
All thrown in at right half forwards. They want to go inside here through Sparrow. Kicks it high towards the full forward position. Andrews through Van Rooyen out the side. And again, Brisbane will rush the behind as Myercheck was pursuing that one as well.
Just 5 points in it.
Second time Harris Andrews has tossed him aside.
Yeah. 5-point game, 27 plays 32. The host plus, that's a plus.
Have to take the kick in umpire and quite wave the flag. So Ashcroft will put it back into play. A take 2. Goes in short into the pocket to Andrews. Defending at the city end, Brisbane. They lead 5 points.
It looked weird, didn't it? He had to go back to the goal square, but the man who was on the mark where he had that quick kick in had to stay there. There was no difference.
So parked in defence here, taking up the allocation of time, keen not to kick it to a contest. In the end, is forced to go up the line. Strong opposition, Petty from behind. The attempted handball forward from Tolstrup was cut off by Rayner, who now applies the tackle on Petty. It's pinned. Umpire to dart in to throw this one up. So centre wing on the Warren stand side. Draper. Gawn won the tap. Steele couldn't take it clean. Little toe poke off the ground from Max. Myercheck direction at half forward. Chandler gets to a crumbing spot. He couldn't take it cleanly. And Reveal just swooped him beautifully. Hit the target on the 45 to Coleman, they're away.
He's been running hot for Ream, Bruce Reveal. Doing very nicely. Loman kicks it over the top towards Rayner. Collects it at 55. Floats it to the goal face, and it goes out to the right for a minor score.
Both forwards are ahead of him then, Oscar Allen, and who was the other one there? It was Logan Morris. Both ran towards goals. Didn't trust him to honour a lead if they gave it.
1-1 for Cam Rayner today so far. It's Turner at half-back. Goes long down the line. The fly from Ty Gallop, and the punch out of play kills the passage there for Melbourne, and it's out for a boundary throw-in. Dead centre wing, far side of the ground, underneath the Shane Warne grandstand. And Light Tower number 4 here at the MCG. AFL Nation for 4 and 20 pies.
So they're the reigning premiers, but their key backmen for Brisbane are Ryan Lester, Harris Andrews and Ty Gallop.
Boundary throw-in. It's Gawn, wins the tap. But it's Ashcroft who gets it. Will Ashcroft spirals a kick inside the centre square. Doesn't favour Cameron. Picked up by Langford, whose handball's a bit errant. Allen collects it. He was taken by Lever. And the tackle sticks, holding the footy. Jake Lever gets the free kick.
You can understand him taking that on. If he shrugs that tackle, they pretty well walk into goal from there.
So Lever runs off his mark.
And umpire's in the way again.
Squares the ball across the ground to Cully.
He had to balk the umpire.
Just behind the wing. He's going to come
on.
back into the corridor. It's a 50-50 kick. Brisbane get a hand in there. Can they attack the other way? Dunkley trying to feed it through. Allen through the squeeze. His handball was cut off, though. Melbourne might get a second opportunity. They can be clean. Nice little sidestep from Lever. The inboard kick. It doesn't hit the target again.
He had one on in the centre circle if he was able to look further.
Chopped off by McCluggage. Goes in short to Ainsworth. One of the inclusions for Brisbane today. Puts it into the path of Morris. Doesn't quite sit for him. Petty palmed it on to Fritsch. Now they're away. Melbourne on the wing. Latrell Pickett. He's got a few metres in front of him. He takes a couple of bounces. He's going to go the handball over the top to Cozzy. Back to Latrell. They'll try a little fancy perhaps with the 1-2.
He had to, though. He was in imminent danger of being tackled had he accepted that. But, yeah, to spike, tap it forward over, 7-8 metres. Somebody running side onto it. It's a tough play to make.
Umpire tosses it back in. Draper just took it cleanly out of the air. Will Dan Rain on a more cloudier day. High ball towards Lever. So underneath it. And he's got some attention there. He'll take the free kick at half-back.
As the Irish would say, he got a smuck across the mush.
Melbourne 27, Brisbane 33. Dermot Brereton, our expert for Power Bay Quality Solar Solutions. Melbourne at centre half-back, Harrison Petty will go through the middle to Fritsch, who takes it in his stride and continues running. Gets around Fletcher and angles the kick to centre half forward to Cozzy Pickett. Didn't go the distance. Fends off Bailey. Still at centre half forward. Flares it wide, and Bruce Reveal is standing underneath it. He will swallow it up uncontested. I don't know what Cozzy Pickett was aiming for with that kick.
Yeah, he's just miscued it.
Bruce Reveal has been everywhere. Running hot for Ream, Australia's favourite. That's steady, hot and strong. Might get some stats on him in a moment.
They're having some looks here, Melbourne.
Lever had a piece of it. He's had to try and parry it down to Howes, who's fumbling around to the centre circle. Eventually collects it. Sparrow onto Langdon, whose kick is turned over. Levi Ashcroft pokes a kick over the top to McCarthy.
No goal for 11
minutes. To the
minutes.
50, and it's Turners every day. Takes the mark at half-back.
That's a better matchup against Logan Morris. Turner just has a little bit more agility than Harrison Petty.
Do you want to take that inboard kick?
Yeah,
which is great. Forced to go up the line this time. Big fist in from Draper. Ball just inside the boundary line. Cully not quite pinned in the tackle. Steele. Nice little give by hand. Sparrow creates a bit of space. High ball towards half forward. Caught behind Myercheck. He's going to reel in the mark in the end. On the juggle. Did beautifully. Van Rooyen back to Myercheck. Top of the 50. He'll chip it over the top into the pocket. Mark taken by Chandler.
They are getting some looks. There's some... Harrison Petty's made some real blues early in this game. As the ball's making its way to him in this quarter, he's making some pretty good decisions. And they're getting forward to the centre. They're getting penetration inside 50. Even more so than last year. They're probably looking for the perfect shot at goal when they're getting some opportunities to take half shots.
Chandler snaps on the left. Play the music.
Oh, no.
Oh, the girls aren't up yet. Come on, come on, come on.
There we go.
There we go. He's just had a few too many sherbets.
5-3, 33 apiece. If you're just joining us, good game of footy.
So they're getting their looks inside forward 50. And what I mean by last year, we talked about it with Jack Viney before the game. They just bombed to the forward square, goal square, and they tried to crumb goals. And, yeah, it was pretty one-dimensional. They're getting some looks going inside forward 50. And sometimes you've got to be, as a forward, with a forward player's mind, you've got to say, this is as good a look as we're going to get. They're not always taking those shots. Big jump in the middle.
Big jump. Tap goes to, well, not quite advantage for Brisbane. They get held up. Will Ashcroft's tackled by Windsor.
So Myercheck is up opposed to Ty Gallup. Now, Gallup will be able to mark the ball, but Myercheck's craft is pretty good, and it's showing through here. It's giving the young man something to think about.
Rayner in and under the pack, but it emerges with Windsor, then Laurie. An errant handball finds its way to Answorth. Thumps it without looking to centre half forward. Petty's there first, gets it well done, actually. Petty did really well among the traffic. Spun out of a couple of tacklers' way and gave it to Turner. And now Langdon kicks to Langford.
Roll and go inside.
Goes into the centre square. Mark taken by Sparrow. Back to Langford. Runs through centre half forward. Floats an awkward kick to full forward. Van Rooyen up against Andrews. Can't take the mark. Lester was there too. And Andrews is going to run it over for a rush behind.
And with that rush behind, Melbourne hit the front.
They do. Sixth lead change of the game already. 34 plays 33 on the Host Plus scoreboard. That's a plus.
On in the middle of the square.
Coleman brought it back into play to Ashcroft.
A little slow to recognise it.
He'll flare it wide to Answorth. He'll chip it to Lockie Neal.
I just feel like Melbourne are playing the better footy at this point in time. They're getting better chances forward to the centre. They're not always taking them, but they won't be happy with their game here, Brisbane.
Neal, it's a shallow kick in the end. The best interceptor's going. He reads it so well. Jake Lever takes the mark.
News from the bench, Jared Berry is out with a calf injury for the rest of the day.
So Melbourne track back to go forward here. Petty with ball in hand at halfback. They've changed the angle. They're going to attack the far side. Warnstand side to Howes. Chain of possessions to the wing to Fritsch.
It's going to make things a little trickier for Lions.
That's where Myercheck's got to get down the line.
So now the long ball towards half forward. It didn't spin nicely. Tough one to mark in the air, and Lockie Neal did a beautiful job in the end. Lester heels off halfback. Direct ball up the middle. McCarthy, Coleman. Now the kick inside 50. Lace out for Charlie Cameron.
Yeah, because of that turnover, they were mismatched forward of the footy, and Harrison Petty trying to cover a hook lead by Charlie Cameron. Running back towards goal, Harrison Petty saying, I've got him on goal side, I'm fine here. Charlie just does the hook lead, comes back at the kick up, and it's an easy lead up and chest mark.
So looking to become the first multiple goal kicker of the day. A good spread for both teams. Right on the 50, Charlie Cameron has flushed it beautifully.
Good work,
and
Charlie.
Brisbane take back the lead here at the MCG.
Country Roads.
6-3-39. Melbourne 5-4-34.
No.
Host Plus scoreboard, of course, named Best Super Fun by Money Magazine. Finder and Mozo. That's a plus issued by Host Plus Proprietary Limited. Check the PDs at hostplus.com.au. Do.
Yeah, probably should have looked at that. So that's on Melbourne. They probably should have looked inboard when they were taking
8
the ball
goals
right
scored in the
across
first quarter between the two, and only
across, but they worked it beautifully. They defended
3
the
for this
ground
quarter, so it's
really
definitely
well. And that's what
evened
you
up
get with
here.
a professional team. The reigning premier know what they are doing in that type of moment. Some teams will get caught out and say, this ball has gone 90 metres across the half-back line to the other side. We're now out of sorts. We're now not covering the way we should. They covered it beautifully, the Brisbane Lions.
In the middle, Zach Ostelski against Heath. Zach Ostelski got the tap. Heath got the follow-up, but he got tackled. Falls to Will Ashcroft. McCluggage just got pushed by Cozzy Pickett. Affects the kick as it goes inside 50 along the ground. McCarthy was clean at ground level. Spun out of a tackle. Heaves it high to full forward. 2 on 2. No one takes the mark. The third one in net for Brisbane is Bailey. Floats it out the right.
Run that well.
A minor score. Brisbane lead by 6 points. The news
They're
of
on
Jared
40
Berry
now.
with that calf injury out for the game. On the boundary there for Thrive, your streamlined small business growth platform. So it's Brisbane one midfielder short for the rest of today.
Telstra in short to Langdon from the kick in. He sends a high ball, clears the back 50. A couple of options to mark in the air. Turner gets it done for Melbourne.
Did we get a substitute player that come in? Or what's...
Melbourne through House. Long ball towards half forward. Mychek looked to mark unopposed. His kick smothered. Ricochet back in Cossey's direction. A darting ball towards the goal square.
Close.
Big Max. Did he get ball on boot? It's just gone.
Attack Zach.
To the other side.
Zach Kostelski gave him a mouthful on the way up.
Max Heath was in the driver's seat in the goal square to kick that goal.
Zach Kostelski
led by 5 points.
Zach Kostelski, you'd want to play more than 3 games before you start bad-mouthing opponents.
Max Heath has played 5, so he's the veteran.
He's got him done. He's doubled him.
He's got him again.
So the worst thing that Brisbane can do is give emotional content to Melbourne to actually dig in and get fire in their bellies and get really hunting.
Turner's tackle gives him the free kick. He goes long to full forward for Melbourne. Punched away by Leicester and out of bounds alongside the left behind post for a boundary throw-in. Melbourne 35, Brisbane 40. Still 3.5 minutes to go on the clock for Elders. Win a $10,000 travel voucher with Elders Finance. Inside 50, Melbourne. Plenty of lead changes in the game. The game high margin is 7 points. It's been pretty much goal for goal through this entire first half. Thrown in, Van Rooyen goes to ground, as does Zach Kostelski in the ruck battle, and it's going to be Zach Kostelski's free kick.
That is such a bad decision.
He'll chip it wide into the pocket for Darcy Wilmot.
Creeping towards that half
call
time.
here. He's going to come across his defensive goal squares. A couple of options. Taken by Fletcher.
Yeah, that shift in the ground defence of Melbourne across, and they're not ready for it.
Spots up Morris on the wing. He comes back inboard with the kick. Levi Ashcroft is linked up in the next chain.
I've got to say that's such a disappointing ruck adjudication free kick. Zach Kostelski grabs on first, pulls his opponent towards him, literally tackles him while the ball's being thrown in, and Van Rooyen claws on, and the umpire sees the last claw on and says that's a free kick against you. That's a shank.
Brisbane pulled the trigger to half forward. Wilmot. McCarthy, the big tall forward, comes at him. Morris on the end of it.
Well, that's the worry for Melbourne, is that Brisbane can take the ball from that boundary line, throw in free kick, come out on an angle, change through the half-back line, and it's not express play, but Melbourne never laid a hand on the footy. It never left Brisbane's possession.
So Logan Morris looking for his second, kicking to the punt road end in this second quarter.
Go. His 50th game.
11 points. It's the skip up now. Past 50 he goes. Logan Morris gets it done for Brisbane. A little buffer. He's kicked 2, 7-4-46. The D's 5-5-35. Host plus scoreboard. That's a plus around the grounds for Chemist Warehouse. The Kangaroos. A big win earlier today. 75 points over the winless Richmond.
The biggest lead of the game, and of course the Roos.
Reveal has 14
the biggest win in quite some time.
Langdon 13. Playing on the halfback flank today. Darcy Wilmot and Will Ashcroft 12 apiece. Colton Falstrup and Keziah Pickett 11. Just need Pickett to get more hands on the footy here and just get some break-up run through the lines, because at the moment he's not all that damaging apart from that one run in the first quarter.
Australian-made stats made right here. Melbourne 35, Brisbane 46 on the Host Plus scoreboard. That's a plus. Centre clearance goes Melbourne's way. It's a high floating kick to centre half forward, and Coleman stands underneath it, takes a good mark and releases quickly. Goes out to Ashcroft, who takes it in his stride and takes 2 bounces on the broadcast wing. He stops now as there's avenues closed up ahead of him. Bruce Reveal handballs it on towards Dunkley, who goes out to Lohman, picks it up in the pocket, runs the boundary, hooks into full forward. Draper's there unmarked. and bombs it into the third tier of the MCG. How does a big man like that sneak out the back? And Brisbane have extended this game quickly out to 17 points.
Yeah, Max was caught probably about 25 metres out, trying to predict that the high centering ball was going to come to there. He worked pretty hard though, Draper. You've got to give him that. He really worked hard down the spine of the ground. Having a look on the replay here. And he just pushed off his opponent and was able to get a couple of metres grace. It was a lucky kick. It was a desperately lucky kick.
The great goals celebrators. Harvey Norman replay. Air run back to the middle, where he'll contest this one against Max Gawn. And nullified the Draper tap in the end. Latrell Pickett away to Sparrow. The inside 50 kick for Melbourne. Jefferson strong hands. And then he laid the tackle.
Should have marked that.
And
the young lad,
doubled their score lines.
How he's taken a couple of marks in the first quarter that were very good.
Feeling better with the second goal.
40 out from the Melbourne goal. Can they get one back here to stay in touch with Brisbane? Van Rooyen outside of the boot. He's gone to the left-hand side. They're behind. 5-6 to 8-4. Brisbane by 16 points. AFL Nation for 4 and 20 pies. Jordan Canellis.
1 minute to go.
5-6-36 to 8-4-52. Kick in from Kadeen Coleman. Flares it wide near the boundary. Gawn comes in, takes a diving non-mark. Hit the ground and then pushed it out of play. Slightly grasped it. Half forward.
Having a look at the replay screen there for Harvey Norman. Now at Harvey Norman, up to 25% off selected big brand laptops. Yeah, bobbled out, hit the ground, and then he regathered.
Thrown in then, Gawn against Draper in the ruck. Windsor tried to chase it down low and beat into the punch. Ashcroft kicks down the line and Turner takes the grab on the wing for Melbourne. Plenty of intercept marks today for Disco Turner. Kicks back up the line to Langfords. Still plenty of time for another goal here. Steele can go inside 50 to the hot spot. Jefferson looking to set himself. Cully was there as well. No mark taken. Fletcher is slammed into the ground by Gawn. It'll be a ball up in the heart of the forward 50 here for Melbourne.
Sammy Draper gave it was a one-arm tackle, and he gave the throw in the air and hit it with the same hand.
Gawn pushes away from Draper to knock him out of the ruck contest, but couldn't get it to his boot. Levi Ashcroft kicks it away from defence. Another intercept grab for Turner, who wanted to play on. He did get the play on call from the umpire. Forced to go wide to Langdon. Thumps it inside 50. Need a mark here, Melbourne. Jefferson runs up at it. Can't collect it. Allen's in defence for Brisbane. Parries it away. Cully takes it. Answorth tackles him. Jefferson still lurking. Levi Ashcroft again.
Oh, there we go. It's half time.
By the umpire there, sorry.
And
Geordie,
the line's leading 36 to 32.
And went
52.
into a spin, and the tackle came straight over the shoulder, but the umpire was not falling for that he dropped and lowered his own height, receiving the head high.
Five-time Hawthorn Premiership player Dermot Brereton, our expert for Powerbay Premium Energy Solutions for Sustainable Australian Homes. We'll get his thoughts in the half-time break. But it is Brisbane who lead by 16 points, kicking a couple of goals late in the piece. 2 goals in red time to extend the margin out to a game high 16 points. 17 was the game high. 16 points to lead. 5-6-36 Melbourne. Brisbane 8-4-52. AFL Nation for 4 and 20 pies. The halftime thoughts of Dermot Brereton after this.
That quarter on AFL Nation was for Host Plus.
Yes.
Named Best
Dermot
Superfund
will be
by
on
Money
soon.
Magazine, Finder, and
His halftime thoughts,
That's
but
a
I'll
plus.
probably go for a little
Issued by
break
Host
soon.
Plus Pty Limited.
What
Check the
about now?
PBS and TMD at hostplus.com.au.
Subscribe to SEN Sports on YouTube for all the best analysis from SEN's team of experts. Watch your favourite radio shows from inside the studio.
Good half so far.
SEN and subscribe today.
So, have you had anything to drink?
Tight game. Good match from both of them.
I ate a big meal.
But
Okay,
the Lions
breathe into the device,
just getting
please.
away there with a couple late goals there.
One long
So,
continuous breath.
fingers crossed for me
also
that
drank
that
plenty of
keeps
water.
happening in the second
And I'm
half.
a pretty big
but
guy as well.
Melbourne's
Okay,
been
you've
pretty
blown over
decent this year,
0.05,
so I
I'm going to need
would
you to step out of the car.
write them off too
I didn't
much.
drink that much.
Stop
Alright.
kidding yourself.
I'll be back.
If you drink, don't drive. A message from the TAC.
And now, making their debut for Macca's, dishing up the new Dunk Chicken range with Korean sticky barbecue sauce, the Harlem Globetrotters. Available after 10:30 a.m. for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Pre-game nerves? Post-game bragging rights? Get to Kingpin wearing your team's colours on game day and get a free upgrade from schooner to pint of Hans Superdry. T's and C's apply. Please drink responsibly. Established at Crown Complex and now open on Collins Street. Escape ordinary at Kingpin.
That's the sound of a cricket bat being shaped. Concrete mixing. Socks being stitched. Made right here in Australia. And when you look for products certified with the green and gold kangaroo, you can be confident you're buying an Australian-made product. You're backing local businesses, jobs, and our economy. Look for Australian-made and buy Australian.
Metricon is celebrating 50 years and giving you up to $70,000 in celebration savings on our designer range of homes, making it even easier to move up to the home you've always wanted. From your first home to your next, now is the time. Metricon, 50 years strong. And right now, with up to $70,000 in celebration savings, the next 50 starts with you. Visit metricon.com.au. Terms and conditions apply. Discount varies by home design. 174699C.
The Sounding Board with Craig Hutchison and Damien Barrett. It's sport, it's the media, it's talking about the issues that matter.
The Herald Sun was just reacting to a news.com.au story, which, as Jackie pointed out, is in Sydney. So news.com.au went with the story, not the Herald Sun. The Herald Sun were quick to react to the news.com.au story, and they denied.
Just remind me of the ownership structures of news.com.au and Herald Sun.
I was naive. I asked the question. I said, don't you work for news.com.au? And Jackie pointed out, no, that's arm's length from Sydney. And even though that it's the same employer, same HR structure, same people, same everything, it is a different arm of the business. So I said to Jackie, I will take that to the Sounding Board audience.
With you on the record conversation.
And I will clarify on your behalf that you did the right thing by reacting to what news.com.au had gone with, and you set them straight.
The Sounding Board podcast with Hutchie and Damo. Thanks to Drinkwise. If you're choosing to have a drink, choose to drink wise.
Better sleep, better recovery, better performance. After a hard session or a long game, the real recovery happens overnight. While you sleep, your body repairs, restores and recharges for the day ahead. So talk to OMF, your overnight recovery experts. OMF have mattresses that are designed for deep rejuvenating rest, plus comfortable pillows and bedding crafted for your comfort and temperature balance. Shop online at omf.com.au or at over 50 locations nationwide.
I'm going to go to the toilet and grab some more beers. Pause it for me?
No way, mate. We're not pausing live sport. If he kicks this, we're in front.
Nah, it'll be all right. Oh, what? Oh, no! Did I miss it? Come on, mate. You got to rewind it, please.
Oh, not a chance, mate. You can catch it on the highlights reel.
You won't miss a moment if you drink wise.
You're listening to AFL Nation for 4 and 20 Pies, Australia's original fan food.
Forward again is Berry. Now it's Bruce Reveal. Handball to Fletcher. Takes a step, gets to the 50, sends it goal bound and drills it home. Lovely finish from Jasper Fletcher.
Deals off halfback. Direct ball up the middle. McCarthy, Coleman. Now the kick inside 50. Lace out for Charlie Cameron. Become the first multiple goal kicker of the day. Good spread for both teams. Right on the 50. Charlie Cameron has flushed it beautifully.
Bruce Reveal handballs it on towards Dunkley, who goes out to Lohman, picks it up in the pocket, runs the boundary, hooks it into full forward. Draper's there unmarked and bombs it into the third tier of the MCG. How does a big man like that sneak out the back? Jefferson still lurking. Levi Ashcroft again. We'll see it off. 5-6-36 Melbourne, Brisbane 8-4-52. AFL Nation for 4 and 20 Pies. The halftime thoughts of Dermot Brereton after this. Where we are here on AFL Nation, the Macca's moments, the halftime highlights. I'm loving it. Never miss a moment of footy with McDelivery. The halftime score: Melbourne 5-6-36, Brisbane 8-4-52. Jordan Canellis, Brett Phillips, and Dermot Brereton with you. Let's get into the Choices Flooring halftime floor show.
The Halftime Floor Show for Choices Flooring. Beautiful floors, smart choices. Win a Dyson Daily.
Choices Flooring, smart style, smart spend. The goal scorers for the home side Melbourne, singles all round, Van Rooyen, Langford, Myercheck, Sharp and Cade Chandler. Well, for Brisbane, 2 goals each for Charlie Cameron and Logan Morris, and singles for Draper, Fletcher, Allen and Cam Rayner. Dermot Brereton, your thoughts at half-time. What was the thing that stood out to you most from that first half?
Brisbane's ability, no surprise here, Brisbane's ability to retain the footy. When they get possession of it, they're able to take mark, kick, and march it down the field or cross it over various lines and take it offline and then retain possession again. Some 20, how many more marks have they taken? I would dare say, look, let me look for, I'd say 25 to 30 more marks, I'd say, for the match so far. Having a look. All right, 35. Try 35 more marks. So, and they're not challenged all that often when they are doing that. And they're able to find the quick break once they get around the middle of the ground to go, bang, express pace, we can go all the way in, deep into the forward line. Melbourne, in that quarter, weren't without their chances. Brisbane kicked 4 goals to Melbourne's 1. Melbourne truly squandered, I think, 3 opportunities to actually really have fairly comfortable goals. One was the Fritsch handball back over his head. Even the handball that went to Fritsch wasn't ideal. So they've shot themselves a little bit in the foot, but they can go in at half-time and say, we tidy up A, B and C. We're a massive shot here, boys, because these guys aren't exactly on today. They do things well because they're such a professional team when they are required to do it, but Melbourne are not without a massive chance in this second half.
What stood out for you for Melbourne, or maybe who stood out for you for the Demons? I don't feel like we've seen the same sort of, game-changing impact from Max Gawn or from Cozzy Pickett, but it's been a bit more spread out for the D's players. Yeah,
absolutely. I think it's a more of an even spread. He made a couple of errors early. Harvey Langford, when he dropped that ball running through half forward, they went the length of the field at that stage. Sorry, half length of the field. He dropped it, an easy handball receive, and Brisbane kicked their first goal. But other than that, and one other errant kick, he's been pretty bloody good. He had Jared Berry. Berry had the run with roll. Then Berry got the injured calf. And now he's onto his second opponent, and he's clocked up. Let's have a look at the metres gained. He just seems to, every time he's involved, 359 metres. He's actually number 1 on the field for metres gained. So it looked like he just carries the ball when he was out here in front of us, and that time he took the mark, and I'm looking at what was forward of him and said, roll inwards. And he does, and he takes the 15-metre run and the 55-metre kick. So he gets so much on each play, he can make sure that the ball transfers from his area deeper into the forward line in quick express fashion. I've liked his game. I thought he's been very good. Harrison Petty started slow, but has had a reasonable second quarter, even though his team were 3 goals adrift in that quarter. So they've got some even contribution going on. They just need to find the most simple opportunity, take the simple opportunities when they present themselves in the forward line. Now, I'm going to go and have a look here at the inside 50s, and I would say they're pretty even. Give us a look here, if I can operate this thing. And inside 50, oh, there you go. Brisbane 23, Melbourne 27. So they're +4. That illustrates that they haven't taken all the opportunities. But it hasn't been long bombs like last year. It's just the selection of how to and when to.
Unmissable moment, Doom, for Drink Wise. You won't miss a moment if you drink wise.
Oh, jeepers. Gonna have to look at the book here. Look, probably Sam Draper. Doesn't kick many goals, does he? But he's an effervescent character, maybe running down the spine of the ground. Because Max got trapped. When I went back and had a look at the replay, Max got trapped up around centre half back, and it was his teammate Jack Steele trying to cover for him. Yep. So he wasn't able to cover Draper. As I said, he ran hard pretty forward. So we'll go with the unmissable moment for, Draper doesn't kick many, and his celebrations are something to behold. So we'll give that to him.
It was a fair lap. Back to the middle to contest the next ruck contest. Tackle of the game for Bar Crusher Boats. Tackle your next fishing adventure in a Bar Crusher.
I think Bruce Reville. So Bruce Reville's been a periphery player for a couple of years now, a bit of a project, but really they're starting him outside the square. They're not giving him the centre bounces for clearances, but when the balls bounce, it's as if it was McCluggage coming, or what they call spitting, just spitting forward as it and became a half forward and then would come back up to the midfield in general play. But Reville basically played as a true midfielder after each centre bounce ball up. So that's sort of worked pretty well with him, and I think he's the highest possession getter on the ground, 15. Yeah, him and Will Ashcroft. So, yeah, they're getting good value out of those two. And then we go down a little bit further. Lockie Neal, not as prominent, 12 possessions, but, yeah, Bruce Reville will go for the tactical manoeuvre of the half so far.
And he's extended through to, 2029 this week,
yes.
Bruce. That one flew under the radar just with the two big milestones, but playing his part beautifully.
3-year extension for Bruce Reville. Our travel partner is Signet. Stay powered 24/7 with Signet AFL Club power banks. And around the ground, save on your prescriptions at Chemist Warehouse. Firstly, the match earlier today, North Melbourne winning handsomely, 75-point win, 130-55 over Richmond. And Paul Curtis kicked 6 goals. And the MRO.
Yeah, I was going to get to that. Percentage jump, though, 105.9 to 120.8 for the Roos. So huge for them.
Putting a few teams away, aren't they?
Yeah, they certainly have. It's win number 4. They're 4-2 now, North Melbourne.
Some early ones.
Beaten Port, Essendon, Carlton and Richmond. So beating some teams that they should probably be expecting to win against now at this stage.
They're going to run into some stiffer opposition soon, and we'll learn a little bit about them. And just for the tackler of the game so far for Bar Crusher Boats, Maxi Gawn has 3, along with Reggie Taylor. First gamer, Reggie Taylor. Good boy.
The MRO has come in for the 2 Hawthorn players, James Sicily and Dylan Moore, who have both received 1-game suspensions for their strikes yesterday against Port Adelaide. John Noble's also been suspended for a game for rough conduct in the Bombers game yesterday. At the ground today, open the SEN app and enjoy our live SEN Stadium AFL Nation broadcast for Australian made to support Australians right here. And Choices Flooring are giving away the ultimate VIP Grand Final experience. You and a mate could experience all the hype of Grand Final week firsthand, then be at the big match itself, the 2026 Toyota AFL Grand Final. Head to SEN Win to enter now. This has been the halftime floor show for Choices Flooring. Smart style, smart spend. It's Melbourne 5-6-36. Brisbane 8-4-52, 16-point lead for the Brisbane Lions. AFL Nation for 4 and 20 Pie is Australia's original fan food. And as we go to the break, the goal of the day so far for Beaumont's for bathroom wear, and the second half on the other side of this.
The goal of the day for Beaumont's. Discover hard flooring at Beaumont's. Hybrid, timber and laminate for every home and budget.
Bruce Reville handballs it on towards Dunkley, who goes out to Lohman, picks it up in the pocket, runs the boundary, hooks into full forward. Draper's there unmarked and bombs it into the 3rd tier of the MCG. How does a big man like that sneak out the back?
You're listening to AFL Nation for 4 and 20 Pies, Australia's original fan food.
G'day, Gazy here. As an athlete, I learned early, you can't perform if you don't recover. These days, I'm not running the courts like I used to, but my back still reminds me of every season I played. That's why I sleep on a Tempur mattress. It molds to your body, takes the pressure off your back, and honestly, it's a big game changer for my sleep. And if you really want to lift your recovery, add a Tempur adjustable base. One button and you're in the perfect position. Sleep like it matters. Find your nearest stockist at tempur.com.au. The difference is Tempur.
For 185 years, Elders Real Estate has been embedded in the fabric of our country. So when it's time to buy or sell in your part of Australia, you need a trusted name. Someone who knows Australian real estate like no other. Who understands that it's not just a house. It's your past. It's your focus. It's your future. Someone with a network that runs deep right across Australia. There's one name you can rely on. Elders Real Estate.
When you're in line for a large oat latte, turn your daily grind into your time to shine with our $40 million jackpot every 3 minutes. Keno Go. Download now. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply. Gamble responsibly.
Time out! Time out! Okay, Macca's new Dunk McCrispy is here. Juicy Aussie chicken dunked in Korean sticky barbecue sauce. Cause Macca's sauce doesn't miss. Available after 10:30 a.m. for a limited time at participating restaurants.
All right, I'm going to the bar. We'll be back in a tick.
Seriously? They just bounced the ball, mate. Wait till quarter time.
Won't be long this time.
Oh, come on, hurry up. So many people.
What did I miss? Who scored?
Spending more time queuing for drinks than watching the game? You won't miss a moment if you drink wise.
That's the sound of a cricket bat being shaped. Concrete mixing. Socks being stitched. Made right here in Australia. And when you look for products certified with the green and gold kangaroo, you can be confident you're buying an Australian-made product. You're backing local businesses, jobs, and our economy. Look for Australian-made and buy Australian.
Don't get FOMO this winter. Wait, do the kids still say FOMO? What about 6-7? Is that still a thing? I kicked 6 goals 7 once. Get KO Sports with every game of every round of the 2026 AFL season live and on demand in 4K with no ad breaks during play.
That is incredible!
With all that footy plus the NRL, F1, Supercars, netball and all the other sport you love. You won't miss a thing on KO Sports.
So, have you had anything to drink?
Yeah, but only a couple. And I ate a big meal.
Okay, breathe into the device, please. 1 long continuous breath.
I also drank plenty of water. And I'm a pretty big guy as well.
Okay, you've blown over 0.05, so I'm going to need you to step out of the car.
I'm not going to lose my license, am I? I didn't drink that much.
Stop kidding yourself. If you drink, don't drive. A message from the TAC.
The gathering is done, and in this week's Round 6 Chemist Warehouse AFL record, we celebrate 2 300 gamers.
Mark Blicavs gave up athletics and basketball to become a dual premiership big man for the Cats, while Lachie Neale crossed from Freo to Brisbane to win 2 Brownlows and 2 flags.
A big week for rivalries. Carlton Collingwood, the Swans and the Giants, and our very own Western Derby.
This Chemist Warehouse AFL record features the WA football budget, on sale at Optus Stadium for just $6.
Can't get there? Visit aflrecord.com.au to grab your copy.
You're listening to AFL Nation for 4 and 20 Pies, Australia's original fan food.
AFL Nation for 4 and 20 Pies. Jordan Canellis, Brett Phillips and Dermot Brereton with you. Both teams are back out, just going through their final team talks and little mini warm-ups before the start of the second half here at the MCG. Melbourne 5-6-36, Brisbane 8-4-52. It was a pretty close game. Lots of lead changes, barely a goal in it for most of the first half, and then 3 late goals in the second quarter has separated Brisbane from Melbourne. Dermot Brereton, what happens here in the second half? And you would normally ask the question, can Melbourne stay in it with a team like Brisbane? But they've actually been one of the best teams in late stages, Melbourne. They're the 5th best team in last quarters for point differential, so we know they can go the distance, but can they do it against the 2-time reigning premiers?
So it doesn't always work this way, but it's 11 shots to 12, so they're right in it. They've had more inside 50s. They probably should be closer.
Second half gets underway here at the MCG. The Premiers looking to make it 4 wins on the trot as Dunkley lays a big tackle on Windsor that time. Ball stops.
Got to get Cozzy Pickett run into the game. Just get him to the outside a little bit and get the ball into his hands and let his pace break up the opposition.
Walked out of there and had a fresh air. He did Max. Ball back in the hands of Brisbane. Coleman, high ball towards half forward. Cut off here for the Demons.
Disco.
Turner goes to Howe. Squeeze the ball across half back.
It's a great nickname, isn't it, Disco?
Yes. Takes a spec, dude.
Roachy.
Weaver. Yes, Disco Roach was, well, not far from where he took that absolute hanger all those years ago. High ball towards the wing. Andrews gets hands to it. The Ashcross combine.
How
The
clean
1-2.
were
Will wants to step inside. He's going to go on the non-preferred left. In the end, he might hit up Oscarell in full stretch. He'll get a free kick. Over the shoulder at right half forward, right on the junction. He's going to chip it over the top into the pocket. Morris, he was dealt with in the air as well.
Dealt with? That's almost reportable. He coat hung him. He ran with the flight of the ball and just took him. And so he ended up, Morris ends up flat backing. Just as he's hit in the arms.
Right.
And
Let's
just
go, Franks.
disrupts him in the air. If you've never been to an AFL game and you didn't know the rules, you'd look at that and go, oh, that has to be a free kick.
Harvey Norman replay giving us a couple of angles on that one.
I don't know what he was hoping to achieve there, Blake Howes.
So looking to extend the half-time margin, Brisbane. Couple of steps out to the left. Close. Going to try and curl it back, but no avail this time through for a behind.
The only thing I can think of there, BP, is he went back to the 1970s and thought, I'll make him earn it.
The Deutz Tractor scoreboard, 8:5:53 Brisbane. Melbourne 5:6:36. Opening couple of minutes on the Elders clock in this third quarter.
Tolstrup with the kick in, goes long to the broadcast side and punched out of play by Harris Andrews.
Need to get Caleb Windsor into the game a little bit more. He's only sitting on a lowish possession total. He's a better player than that. 5 possessions for the match so far. Trying to manufacture him as a loose man around the stoppage here.
Andrew throw in. Gawn leads Draper to the footy. Neither of them can get the tap to advantage. Draper with the follow-up work. Toe pokes it inside 50. Langdon's there. Latrell Pickett gets the kick from him. Langford's now to Gawn. Back to Langford. Tight ropes the boundary line in front of the members. Takes a bounce and kicks a wobbler down the line and straight down the gullet of Harris Andrews.
That's why you honour the lead, the short lead to Van Rooyen, who was only 25 metres away from him.
Brisbane goes straight into the corridor through the centre square, and it's a missed kick, and it's been turned over. Langdon finds Fritsch, who turns direction. Left foot kick inside 50 for Myercheck. Can't take the mark. Chandler will crumb. Left foot kick. It's a high one. It will
Look
not
at the top of the
bend
goal
back
square.
enough.
Look at the top of the goal square, John. There's 2 players there.
Behind for Kay Chandler. 37 plays 53. Dermot Brereton is our expert for Power Bay, premium energy solutions for sustainable Australian homes.
From the kick in, we got it to halfback Brisbane for a mark here to Coleman.
So that's another goal that goes begging, because Chandler sees those boys and places it to their advantage. A chip kick. They have a walking goal.
Coleman works it up the wing off hands out of bounds for a throw-in. So that's something to
And I'm watching Chandler now, BP, and not one teammate has gone to him and said, mate, you kick that to those lads. You don't take that shot.
One down by Draper. Beautifully sharked at ground level by Wilmot, although he's hooked it very wide in the end. Out of bounds on the full. So it will be a Melbourne ball here at halfback. And Fritsch. Across the G at the moment, looking for the D's to light things up. Trying to stay in touch here with Brisbane.
Going to kick it to Harris Andrews again.
High ball towards Jefferson. Andrews was there with the spoil. Van Rooyen trying to get to work at ground level. Latrell Pickett couldn't take it with him, but gathered by Neal, always clean. Wilmot through the traffic beautifully. Grabbed the run to Coleman. Fed it back to Neal. Comes back inboard to the kick to Answorth. Dumped away by Chandler. Is there a chance for Melbourne? Van Rooyen took it nicely. Can get it the other way. Jefferson. Chandler sprints to the 50. He's got a couple over the top.
This time.
There's an open goal offering for Melbourne. Langford, he won't waste this one, young man. And he puts it into almost the top tier. He could have landed in one of the corporate boxes with the window open. The Demons get a much-needed goal. 6-7-43. Brisbane 8-5-53.
Oh, that music, I do not like that music.
Deutz Far Revolve.
No.
Yeah, so Chandler, I didn't see anybody run to him and tell him off about taking the shot last time, about 90 seconds ago. And he missed the shot when he had 2 players at the top of the goal square. I reckon he might have got a bit of verbals over a bit of distance from some of the seniors, because there was, as the call came from the back of the box, Benny Line, he didn't miss him this time. So he dished off this time and made a certainty of it. They've actually started the better in this third quarter, Melbourne.
They have. That's Langford's second goal. They'll get the clearance here, though, Brisbane. Draper to Neal. Hooks it over his head. A long highway to centre half forward. Rayner in turn to lead out at the footy. Neither can collect it. Bailey does. Gives it to Reveal. Feeds it forward to Rayner. Left foot kick through the goal square. Oh, did Petty get there on the goal line?
I'm not so sure he got there.
He was a bit lax going towards it. He was. This is going to be a score review here.
This is going to go right to the wire.
Just his body language, Petty, was interesting.
Yeah, well,
he's just conceded it.
Umpires call is
review
behind.
underway.
Oh, no, he's got it. No, he wasn't confident because he went for it with his hands and missed it with his hands and it hit him in the guts. So he's had a gut spoil.
Look at these angles. We can see the ball's touched before crossing the back of the goal line.
Oh, he's over the line. I mean, hovering over the chalk of the line, not over to the backside. He missed it with his hands. He's belly buttoned that through for a rush behind.
Minus score for Cam Rayner. So it's Melbourne 6-7-43, Brisbane 8-5, 8-6-54, 11 points the margin.
Tolster, a bit of a helicopter ball up the middle, but it might be okay. Of course, he can hold his feet here. He's brought down in the tackle. Now the gather by Coleman. He gave it away. The gather by Gawn. Chandler. Langford. Top of the square kick. It's beautifully weighted. There were some options. Sharp takes the mark.
Well, you can see why Fagan wanted to put his best midfield run with role player in Jared Berry on this wing on Langford, because he is running rampant at the moment. That's his fourth possession, second inside 50, and he's spotted up this young man, Harry Sharp, who will kick the second for the quarter.
The former Lion to put them back within under a kick. They are right in the contest, Melbourne. Haven't lost at the MCG this year. This would be their finest victory of the season if they could topple the Premiers. 8-6-54 Brisbane. They squeeze up now. Melbourne 7-7-49. Deutz Far Tractor scoreboard. Over to you, please.
I can't stop giggling at this music. And there's people in the stand trying to Irish jig. Yeah, the pressure around the footy's pretty good. They coughed that one up, and Max Gawn was able to intercept the handball that was under duress and pressure. It was a shank kick out from full back, but it almost played perfectly to Cozzy Pickett. But he just kept rolling the ball on in front of himself. And then when the interceptor came through, it was Kadeen Coleman. As I said, he's not the best when he's put under pressure.
Brisbane centre clearance. Ashcroft to Neal. Neal gets the clearing kick to centre half forward, but Melbourne there to cut it off. Tolstrup and Cully working together. Tolstrup's kick to Laurie on the wing, who aims it into the corridor immediately. Risky kick as Rayner came in, nearly got it away from Gawn, but he had a helping hand in Sparrow. Loops a handball over the top. Bad handball from Sparrow, but they will get away with that, Melbourne.
Pushed him in the back, Jordan.
Yeah. Max Gawn gets the free kicks. They escape there, the D's.
Left foot up.
Flies the kick out to Cully, pokes it inside 50, and the mark is taken by Jack Steele.
There is no doubt that Lachie Neale is not paying Jack Steele due attention. He's been able to run forward and find space. This is the first time they've used him in probably 40 minutes of footy. Going forward, he's been able to get on the end, or sorry, able to get into space, and they haven't put him on the end of the footy. He's just got to kick truly now.
To give Melbourne the lead.
Shit.
Jack Steele comes in,
That's
left
good.
half forward, starts it right, works it back left. Lovely finish from Jack Steele. And Melbourne are in front by a point.
So the problem now for Brisbane is, as good as team that they are, Melbourne right now believe we can win. And each time that they've been at the MCG this year and they've come from behind, they've had that feeling and that belief. So right now, they're in a good spot and believe that they can go on with it. Max comes off the ground and has a breather. And the big Moose comes back on. Moose, Heath.
8-7-55 Melbourne, 8-6-54 Brisbane on the Deutz Far Tractors scoreboard. And that's a lovely finish. Goal of the day contender from Jack Steele for Beaumont's for bathroom wear.
And G is jigging right now. Members have got a bit of voice.
Good job.
Melbourne looking for a big second half. They'll extract it out. Sparrow to steal inside 50. Andrews crashed the pack hard. And they stick the tackles, the D's.
That's awesome. He took 3 steps, umpire.
Laurie one side. Sharp, there was steal. They were surrounded, Brisbane.
That's real stiff not to get the free kick to Melbourne there.
35 out from their goal. Van Rooyen won the palm down. He's back after it at ground level. Bailey able to extract a kick out of the danger area. Foot race on. Windsor will get there first. Turns back on his right side. He's in 2 minds. Now he'll hit the top of the square with the kick. Cully trying to fly, but guess who for Brisbane? And a rock of Gibraltar, Harris Andrews takes the mark deep.
And a 50.
Yep. Withdrew off the mark when they were told to stand.
Brisbane scored 3 goals at the end of the second term. Melbourne have scored 3 unanswered so far here in the thirds. We've played 11.5 minutes on the clock for Elders with Elders Finance. Win with Elders Finance. Brisbane are in the centre square through McCluggage. Runs off his line, drills it on the right foot inside 50. Lohman jumped early. Levi Ashcroft out the back and Crummett puts it onto the boot, but toe pokes it with no purchase. And Lever, the goalkeeper, reels it in. Prevents any score. And Melbourne work it away into the back pocket for Laurie.
Run hard, Lever.
He has. He's got this one at right half back. Around 55 metres to get to that. Gives it back to Fritsch. Handballs to Sparrow. Back to Fritsch on the wing. Got 2 Brisbane players trying to close him down. Gets the handball to the Moose. Heath launches it long inside 50. Jefferson and Latrell Pickett both there. They both fly. Wilmot played it smart, stayed grounded at the back and reeled it in for Brisbane. That's gone out on the full, though, from Jasper Fletcher. And it's going to be Melbourne's footy on the outer wing. It'll be going back inside 50 for the D's. 55 plays 54.
Sorry about that. Harry Sharp laid that tackle, which forced that kick off the intended target.
So Fritsch with ball in hand. He's between wing and half forward on the worn stand side. He drills it low. Lace out for Myercheck.
See, that's clever. So there's only one piece of real estate available that he can lead up into. Anything else is going to go to the top of the goal square. You've got a forward there, but you've also got an opposition player called Harris Andrews, who anything with a hang time of 3.5 seconds on it, he marks. So you've got to find somewhere where you can retain possession even if it's at a sharp angle.
Tough kick. He'll kick from the junction of the boundary line in the 50. Right half forward. Punt road end. It's on its way.
You can tell off the boot. He hit it sweetly.
Melbourne with some genuine momentum at the MCG. 9-7-61 to 8-6-54. Myercheck kicks his second. This place is humming right now.
Just been informed. The MCC members, they're up and dancing to the Irish music.
The D's fans are loving it.
I do it every week.
The Jim Steins game. We've got green socks out there for Melbourne. We've got green hats being worn by D's fans around the ground at the MCG. And the Irish jig.
It's a reflective thought, Jordan. Collingwood missed that. They missed that play by Brodie Myercheck.
Yeah. Centre clearance again from Brisbane. Hasn't really worked for them, though, in the quarter in terms of returning goals from them. They might do here. Allen gives the handball up, though, to Howes. Tolstrup hands off to Langford. And Melbourne take over again from half-back. They've been negating those centre clearances. Langdon's kicked those, not a good one. Leicester comes out and meets it hard at right half-forward.
Jake Lever just feeling the crunch in that last contest. A little slow to get up. He's back patrolling the troops.
About now. The ball ran out of play, so Leicester had to go and collect it after his mark. Goes inward to Answorth and into the centre square to Wilmot. Short chip forward, barely carried the 15. Fletcher goes across to Andrews. And, Brisbane have worked it across to left half forward. McCarthy 55 out, squares it back in, and Dunkley's taken the mark. Well worked by Brisbane, patient build-up. And Dunkley takes an uncontested mark in the heart of the forward 50. And he'll go back and try and put a stop to this run of 4 goals from Melbourne.
So what you've got there is a problem with your positions with players. Bailey Fritsch is playing on the wing today, and he was designated to mark space on that occasion, and he failed to trail Dunkley through into that space.
The new Brisbane co-captain, Josh Dunkley. For his first goal of the season, he has pushed it out to the right. He was directly in front, kicking from 40 metres and misses. Minus score for Brisbane means it is a 6-point ball game at the MCG on the Deutz Fire Tractor scoreboard. 61-55, Melbourne in front.
Yeah, so Fritsch just isn't used to being a defensive zone player.
Petty brings it back into play. Gawn was the target from the kick in. At the drop, the Smalls get to work. Laurie extracts a kick out. This one's going to head towards the boundary line. It will trickle over. So the last touch, it'll go into the hands of Brisbane. It will be taken by Answorth. Just to the left of the interchange gates in front of us. Melbourne.
Yeah, Brisbane need to pull the finger out now.
Something.
This is a shocking quarter from them.
Gawn got some purchase. Lever trying to thump it away. And Melbourne get to work at ground
All that
level.
good work in the second quarter seemed to
boot.
completely
Dunkley.
disappear
It'll be a
in
Chandler
the
ball
third.
here for the Demons, although the umpire just wants to double check things here. So
See, to quicken up play, that's what this lasso rule is, last possession. But we're having so many examinations, it's actually having the reverse effect on every third adjudication or so, and we're having to go to the video to prove what our eyes have already seen.
Melbourne will get the ball.
Oh, that's a Hoyt umpire.
He says play on, ball at half back. Brisbane now trying to attack and find a target at half forward, but Lever read it best in the air. His handball didn't find Reggie appropriately. Brisbane looking to swoop, looking to make them play. The snap from Charlie Cameron's missed everything by a country mile. Out of bounds on the full, deep in defence. Melbourne defending at the city end. They led it by 6 points. 18 travelled on the eldest clock in this third quarter.
And Charlie then looks up at his teammate further afield who was close to the goal and says, yeah, I should have used the handball. Sorry, mate. Next time.
Langdon thumps it long from the back pocket. Gawn goes up, doesn't take the mark. Got a good piece of it, though, and it hits the ground under 4 players. Ball up. Right half forward for Brisbane. 65 metres out, right in front of the members' stand. Gawn gets the tap and the follow-up as well after the ricochet. Langford floats it down the line. It was a low darting pass towards Van Rooyen. Ball in dispute at the moment on the wing. Chandler runs onto it. Kicks it over the top. They can break the lines here, Melbourne. Mark taken by Mychek. There's one man back in the teeth of goal. It's Fritsch. Takes the mark, plays on, kicks the goal.
What's Fritsch doing down there? Remember when I said he got his zone wrong? He made an immediate change with his Jai Cully and said, you come up, play wing, I'll go forward and have a breather down there a little bit and be dangerous, try and get a mismatch. That's what he's doing forward of the footy.
Demons extend to 12 points now.
The 10th jig of the game for Melbourne. 10-7-67, 8-7-55 Brisbane. Bailey Fritsch. They're growing into this, the Melbourne fans. They're seeing more and more of them getting up and jigging. Bailey Fritsch taking the mark, playing on and kicking from the top of the goal square. That is his first goal of the game. And Melbourne now in front by 12 points as we approach time on of the third term.
Brody Mychek only needed the milliseconds peak ahead of play to recognise that he needed to play on and get that ball forward at all costs.
For Melbourne, sorry, Derm. Here's Ashcroft. High ball towards half forward. A contest in the air. Telstra off the spill. Langdon. Cozzy Pickett, who spreads it towards Cully. Takes the slips catch down low. Cully will look to move
That
this on
fiddle
quickly.
is
in the
so
end. He was looking for
annoying.
Reggie Taylor. It was cut off, though. Beautifully read by Wilmot. Into the pocket. Diving mark taken by Oscar Allen.
Oh, we had a cure happen there. Lohman got sore in that contest at centre half forward, a turnover at half back, and when the ball was coming forward sharply, Kai Lohman suddenly became good and ran to the goal square screaming out for it, but it went to the pocket. That's the cure for all injuries. A goal. The chance of a goal.
Inside for a right footer. He can open up the angle. Oscar Allen. He'll kick from pretty much right on the 50. Left half forward to the city end. A much needed goal for Brisbane if he can convert here. It's gone across the face. Still alive. Lohman got the crumb in the goal square.
He sprinted to the fence. High-five the crowd.
Hey.
I thought he was going to be subbed out.
It's where they're parked. Old Roy Boys supporters at the city end. They cut the margin back to a kick. 10-7 to 9-7. Deutz Far Tractor scoreboard. Needed that one.
They did. They needed something to stabilise them. Good game. 1 goal the difference.
Really? Yeah.
Third quarter on the scores.
Just trying to stack.
Melbourne have kicked 5, and that was Brisbane's first. 1 goal 3 to 5 goals 1
That's
in
the
this
first
quarter.
goal in the quarter.
So the D's
Ouch.
have done most of the attacking. Maxie's back
Done all the
into
attacking,
centre
really.
square with Pickett, Windsor, and Jack Steele. And Charlie Cameron to the wing. Looks like they're going to try and play. Charlie Cameron saying to Bruce Reveal, you come up and play the wing after this bounce.
All thrown up. Gorn gets the clearing kick. It's a high one. Doesn't really clear, so to speak. But Cully takes a good mark on the edge of the centre square.
He's getting better, isn't he, Jai Cully?
He is. He's been very good today as well. Left foot kick goes inside 50. Front and centre was Fritsch, couldn't take the mark, and Coleman off the pack takes the grab. Here is Charlie Cameron on half-back, so he's kept that wing position for the time being. Kick lets him down, but there was contact on Oscar Allen.
Can I just say that type of free kick, I've played 211 games, never got a free kick like that. That's just a new thing in our game.
They can link up here, Brisbane. They've got numbers on the wing. Chaining up the handballs. Charlie Cameron inside 50 to Hugh McCluggage, who takes the mark.
When Charlie Cameron decides to kick well within himself, like spot kick, dab kick the ball forward, he rarely misses. But when he tries to thump the cover off it, you can see him miss by 30 metres when he's kicking at goal for like big goals. But he's touched by foot twice in that one play coming out of defensive 50. Pure.
To tie the scores, McCluggage from 45 metres straight in front is
Come
not
on.
up to the task. He misses. 5 points now, the difference. 67 to 62. Melbourne in front. We have played 23 minutes on the Elders clock with a $10,000 travel voucher with Elders Finance.
A little bit of urgency now for Brisbane.
Tolstrup brings it back into play. Gets some good meterage towards the wing. Trying to get it over the back. Couple of hands on it. Fletcher had a piece of it, and also Gallup. Ball goes to ground, and Umpire will dart in and ball this one up.
Yeah, Fletcher had first hands on it, and then Gallup tried to claim the come down with the mark.
Gorn palmed it into space, but Brisbane have weight of numbers here. Ashcroft, Wilmot combining. They've got to concede a little bit of ground to try and find an opening. Now he straightens up Wilmot, but he tried to go up the line. He's missed Fletcher by a fair margin, so it'll be Melbourne's ball here.
Notwithstanding that out in the ball, out on the full kick, they've just got to hang in here for Melbourne. They've kicked 5 for the quarter, but it looks like Brisbane have just lifted their intensity. They're a professional team, the reigning premier. They know what they're doing. They've just stepped it up a gear or two here.
So Melbourne have sent it all the way back inside defensive 50, looking to change the angle, but in the end they're going to come back to pretty much where they started. Lever with ball in hand. Just behind the wing, advances it up the line. Brisbane weighted numbers again. Draper
Kicked quite a
brought
few
it to
behinds
ground.
for
Andrews,
this
he can
quarter.
feed it to Levi Ashcroft. He will chip this one over the top to Coleman. So they led it by 5 points, Melbourne. We've ticked over nearly 25 minutes of this third quarter. High ball towards half forward. Ball gets over the back. There's going to be a whistle. It'll be a free kick. It'll come back to them. D's. Some
unrealistic jump by Loman.
Take that time on Tolstrup. Will have ball in hand, Jordan.
Still 5 minutes to play in the third term here at the MCG. AFL Nation for 4 and 20 pies. Melbourne have it at half-back with Chandler, who plays on, runs infield, looks a bit more central, goes towards centre-half forward. Jefferson flies up and holds the mark on the second bite.
Oh, Fritsch has got to run around here.
He lifts it over the top towards Fritsch. Clunks it on the chest, Bailey Fritsch, leading out at right half forward. 50, and he gets the 50. He got flattened afterwards, put flat on his belly by Leicester, and he's going to be marched to the top of the goal square, Bailey Fritsch, to extend Melbourne's lead.
I'm not so sure that that's a 50.
I'll have a look at that.
You see those ones multiple times a game, I reckon.
Yeah. Oh, he's in the contest. He has a go at the ball, legitimately tries to spoil the ball.
That's a bad decision.
Oh, that is Cupid soft.
Top of the goal square, Bailey Fritsch gets the gifts. He has 2 goals, both of them in this quarter. And Melbourne back on the boards, back jigging again, and lead by 11 points. So 11-7-73, sorry, Derm, to 9-8-62 Brisbane. It's Melbourne by 11.
All good. The footballing world is looking for that Ollie Dempsey-style player. Somebody can play on the wing, go forward, take a mark or kick a goal or two, and even do it as a winger. So it looks like Bailey Fritsch, who spent 2.5 quarters up on the wing, has now been given a bit of a softer term in the likes of running. So he's a stay-at-home forward now, and it's reaping him some profits.
Still a bit of game time in this third quarter. About 4.5 minutes to play. Big can happen. Melbourne by 11 points. Brisbane go forward. The Dunkley kick. McCarthy trying to get the crumb. He fed it in the Morris direction. Petty sticks the tackle. Locks him up. 25 out from the Brisbane goal.
Yep. He didn't put a move on. Tackled immediately when he gathered the ball, when he got the ball. That's a ball up.
Gawn and Draper engaged. Gawn trying to flick it over his shoulder in a bit of space. Langdon trying to trap it just near the boundary line. Brisbane trying to create something in this tight pack. Ball stops again. Clunkage the last to get up. Just inside the boundary line. Draper trying to flick into space. Bailey loves it. He was dragged down in the tackle.
Only one man on the field could run him down.
New little beauty because he was away. Gozzy Pickett just in the nick of time.
Only the one man on the field. Oh, actually, maybe Latrell could get him as well.
Prevented a probably likely goal.
Oh, Kadeem Coleman goes up for a big fly, misses it through the air. Chandler will pick it up at ground level. He's got runners flying past. Howes is one of them. Melbourne at left half forward. Langford collects it, thumps it to the goal square. Need a mark, punched through by Harris Andrews. Rushes them behind, one-on-one in the goal square against Jefferson. It's Melbourne by 2 straight kicks. 74 play 62 on the Deutz Far Tractors scoreboard.
Brisbane go from the kick in. That's a good mark. Shuttling mark taken here by Dunkley. One-on-one with Sparrow. He will just ship it the required distance to Wilmot.
This is the same team that Essendon beat last week. They're going pretty good, aren't they? They just switched off for a day.
Certainly at this ground, I mean, they're superb. Different types of wins. As Andrews squares the ball back to Dunkley. Parked at half-back here, Brisbane. Chips it short to Wilmot. Not gaining a lot of metres, just keeping ball in hand. Now they get one over the back to McCarthy. He loves to run. Drills it low towards centre-half forward. Misses Lockie Neal, but he was good enough to gather on the half volley. Handball towards Morris. Plenty of opposition to deal with. Taylor to Cozzy Pickett. Does the 360 turn. Heads back, boundary side with a kick. It was spot on to Cully. And Melbourne with ball in hand. They led it by 12 points at the MCG.
Great kick.
Still 2 minutes to go before three-quarter time. It's been great footy here at the MCG today. They've got it towards half forwards. They put it inside 50, Melbourne, looking for Jefferson. Andrews in front, shields the space, works together with Answorth. And now Bailey pokes a kick out to Levi Ashcroft at left half back. Brisbane will chip it up the line to Kadeem Coleman, who slows to a walk. Another chiselled kick towards Oscar Allen. They've advanced to the wing slowly but surely here, Brisbane. McCarthy gets himself into space. 60 from goal.
Wait for Draper to get to the goal square.
Half forward. He goes in that direction towards Draper and Morris. It falls to Draper, who does the crumbing. Tried to kick it off the ground, but he was beaten to it by Latrell Pickett. Swoops upon it, gets it away from defence, and Chandler takes the mark again at right half back. We ping back and forth. Melbourne lead by 12 points.
Gathered by Pickett. Chandler. And Melbourne looking to come across their defensive goal square.
Oh,
all the way back to Petty.
Yeah, keep it safe, Harrison. Don't try and go for the impossible pass from here.
Melbourne by 12 points. We're inside the last minute.
I told him.
Harrison Petty has had...
He just miscues way too often to try and give...
2 moments that he back in a hurry. He's coughed it up here with a shot at goal coming up for Will Ashcroft.
Oh, that's so bad.
Inside the last 40 seconds to three-quarter time.
And you know what, honestly, there's some players you just draw away from in opposition back lines because you want them to kick the ball. Harrison Petty is one of them.
Ashcroft making
That's
pay, certainly
Come
does. And that's the roar of the Lions crowd at City End. Back to within a kick at the 31.5-minute mark of this third quarter. 11-8.
Boy, we needed that.
Melbourne lead it on the Deutz-Fahr Tractor scoreboard. Petty just actually
Now his teammates have gone to him, Harrison Petty.
the trainers out there.
And he's got trainers. He is surrounded by players. Now, it's not consoling him as to the bad kick, but he's down on his knees now. I think he might have pulled an Achilles tendon here. Did it happen before that kick, or was it in it and that caused the kick? But he is in a world of bother. The umpires have stopped the game. I've got a feeling it's an Achilles tendon.
He's getting up now. He's hands of a couple of trainers. Slowly escort him to the bench.
Well, it's not an Achilles, although he was trying to stretch it before because he's walking. If you hurt your Achilles and it's sharp enough to come off, you can't place your foot on the ground.
Was he unsteady at all? Did it look like, was there a, I don't know. To me, the look in his eyes almost looked concussed in a way. Was there like a hit somewhere that he took earlier? That it's
I'm going to watch on the replay here.
Or?
Oh, you know what? When he kicked it, his ankle turned, and the footy in kick, his ankle turned, and it looked dreadful. Yeah, I'm trying to watch on the replay, see if there's a moment where we can work out what's happened here, but it's his right ankle, his kicking foot. He doesn't seem to be limping.
No, he's walking on it with his full weight. He's got one physio under his right arm helping him a little bit, but he's walking, like, for what it's worth, under his own weight. Curious. Very curious from Harrison Petty. So he's off, and
the race.
It's straight down the race, and it's a one-goal game with just a couple of seconds to go before the three-quarter time buzzer. Lockie Neal around the corner, punch forward by Allen inside 50. Here's Reginald Taylor who collects it.
Reggie
taking the grounds.
He played that well, the lad. If he tries to get the handball out, he gets done. So if he clutches the ball to his chest, absorbs the tackle, he can say, I tried.
There we go.
That is three-quarter time here at the MCG, and this game has followed a similar pattern all the way through. Goal for goal, momentum swings, which have cancelled each other out. We are back to just about where we started. Only one goal
draw
difference
at one
here
quarter.
at three-quarter time.
Lions
Melbourne
leading at
11,
half-time.
874.
Demons
Brisbane
leading
10,
at
868.
three-quarter time.
The D's by 6. It was 5 unanswered goals initially in that quarter from Melbourne. And overall, they kicked, 7 goals to 1 in the term, the D's, to lead at the final turn. AFL Nation for 4 and 20 pies. That quarter brought to you by Deutz-Fahr Tractor Warrior Range. It's Deutz-Fahr Evolved. The last term after this from the G.
That quarter on AFL Nation was for the Deutz-Fahr Warrior Range. It's Deutz-Fahr Evolved.
That's the sound of a cricket bat being shaped. Concrete mixing. Socks being stitched. Made right here in Australia. And when you look for products certified with the green and gold kangaroo, you can be confident you're buying an Australian-made product. You're backing local businesses, jobs, and our economy. Look for Australian-made and buy Australian.
4 and 20, Australia's original fan food, and Coles are giving your local club the chance to win $2,000. That's $1,000 cash and $1,000 worth of 4 and 20 pies. You beauty. From April 1st to May 31st, it's game on. Register your club, buy any 4 and 20 pack from Coles, enter online and collect the most points to win. Track your club's progress on fntsportspromo.com.au. Every pack counts. 4 and 20, Australia's original fan food.
T's and C's apply. Ends May 31st. Pre-game nerves? Post-game bragging rights? Get to Kingpin wearing your team's colours on game day and get a free upgrade from schooner to pint of Hans Superdry. T's and C's apply. Please drink responsibly. Established at Crown Complex and now open on Collins Street. Escape ordinary at Kingpin.
When you're stuck in a long queue or sitting for a new hairdo, add some thrill to your wait with our $40 million jackpot every 3 minutes. Keno Go. Download now. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply. Gamble responsibly.
Better sleep, better recovery, better performance. After a hard session or a long game, the real recovery happens overnight. While you sleep, your body repairs, restores and recharges for the day ahead. So talk to OMF, your overnight recovery experts. OMF have mattresses that are designed for deep rejuvenating rest, plus comfortable pillows and bedding crafted for your comfort and temperature balance. Shop online at omf.com.au or at over 50 locations nationwide.
Nobody calls us with good news. We hear from you when things have gone wrong.
When you're injured or sick because of your job.
When you've been hurt in a road accident.
When a trip to the shop ends in the back of an ambulance.
But it's okay. We know what to do. At Carbone Lawyers, we're experts in getting you compensation.
So remember, when things go wrong,
get Carbone on the phone.
Get Carbone on the phone.
Get Carbone on the phone.
We don't settle for less, neither should you.
Visit carbonelawyers.com.au or call 1800 369 888.
For 185 years, Elders Real Estate has been embedded in the fabric of our country. So when it's time to buy or sell in your part of Australia, you need a trusted name. Someone who knows Australian real estate like no other. Who understands that it's not just a house. It's your past. It's your focus. It's your future. Someone with a network that runs deep right across Australia. There's one name you can rely on. Elders Real Estate.
The Sounding Board with Craig Hutchison and Damien Barrett. It's sport, it's the media, it's talking about the issues that matter.
He kindly rang to check in on a story he was doing on should the ABC be spending millions on advertising when they are in the midst of a pay dispute and pay correction.
Why does he want to speak to you?
Well,
I know the answer now that you've set it up.
I've become the go-to guy. You've turned me on this podcast into an outspoken critic or a go-to.
You're the Neil Harvey of negative ABC commentary.
And I politely declined the opportunity. But I noticed that we didn't bob up anyway.
Did you give a no comment at all? Or just some off-the-record briefing?
I said I'm not across the
Here it is.
Politely declined.
I've got the said article in hand. SEN radio boss Craig Hutchison has also previously lashed the ABC.
I didn't lash them.
Yes, you do. You were trying to wind them down. You actually said they shouldn't exist.
The Sounding Board podcast with Hutchie and Damo. Thanks to Drinkwise. If you're choosing to have a drink, choose to drink wise. You're listening to AFL Nation for 4 and 20 Pies, Australia's original fan food.
Give Melbourne the lead. Jack Steele comes in, left half forward, starts it right, works it back left. Lovely finish from Jack Steele.
Tough kick. He'll kick from the junction of the boundary line and the 50. Right half forward. Punt road end. It's on its way.
He hit it sweetly.
Melbourne with some genuine momentum.
Kicks it over the top. They can break the lines here, Melbourne. Mark taken by Mychek. There's one man back in the teeth of goal. It's Fritsch. Takes the mark, plays on, kicks the goal.
Melbourne by 12 points. We're inside the last minute. Ashcroft making pay, certainly does. And that's the roar of the Lions crowd at City End. Back to within a kick at the 31.5-minute mark of this third quarter, 11-8 to 10-8.
That is the score at three-quarter time. It's Melbourne 11-8-74, Brisbane 10-8-68. The highlights of Maccas. I'm loving it. Never miss a moment of footy with McDelivery, Jordan Canellis, Brett Phillips, and our Power Bay expert premium energy solutions for sustainable Australian homes. is the Hall of Famer Dermot Brereton. Derm, this last quarter promises a lot. What do you think we'll get?
Yeah, well, you know, Brisbane came at them late in that quarter. Were able to impact the scoreboard. Brisbane, and Melbourne was so good in that third quarter. They are imbalanced down back now. With Harrison Petty going off, it means they have got to take one out of the midfield and put him back. They've gone for Caleb Windsor. For the first game, Reggie Taylor will have to play tall in this final quarter.
Big final term here at the MCG. Gathered by Cossie Pickett. Handballs over the top. Still couldn't quite find its mark with the handball. Gathered by Windsor. Langford under pressure. Handball cut off here by McCluggage. Sends Brisbane inside 50. Parked underneath it was Morris. Big fist in from Tolstrup. The gather by Zach Bailey. That one drifts out to the right-hand side.
Even that's an easy shot for him.
So missed too many.
No.
Cut the margin to 5.74, plays 69. Mate, Internet and Mobile scoreboard inside the opening minute of the final term.
Down on the boundary for Thrive, your streamlined small business growth platform. Lockie Neal starts on the bench for Brisbane.
Tunneling.
That's going to be a free kick to Maxi Gawn. And head of football at Melbourne, Alan Richardson, spoke to Channel 7 and said that symptoms of concussion for Harrison Petty. So I don't know when that moment happened. Yeah. I'm sure all the TV broadcasters are sifting through their replays now, but it didn't seem apparent to us at any stage until that kick from Harrison Petty. Latrell Pickett and Cossie Pickett trying to work out this thing between them, but they can't get it. Kyle Lohman comes in instead and handballs away to Will Ashcroft. Finds Charlie Cameron, 70 from home, pokes it inside 50. It falls shallow of Rayner. It's up by McCluggage. Have they paid the advantage? They have. McCluggage kicks the goal. Everyone's standing around looking at each other. McCluggage just came in and swept it around on his right boot from 40 metres to put Brisbane in front by a point.
I don't mind that call play on because there was no impediment on the play. Nobody really stopped playing the footy. Melbourne turned around at the end and said, what was the whistle for? It was an in danger free kick. Yeah, but play just rolled on as if no whistle was made anyway.
So the Brisbane draw first blood. North Melbourne earlier today, 75-point winners over the Tigers at Marvel Stadium around the grounds for Chemist Warehouse. We'll be heading to the Derby following this game. 2-2-14 the Dockers, the Eagles 3 behinds in the opening quarter. Steele taken dead by Ashcroft in the tackle. Laid up the handball to Pickett. Gone in all sorts of trouble here. Managed to win the strength battle and extract a kick. Sparrow went back with the flight, took a good mark.
Well done, Chandler, protected him.
Sparrow drills it to the hot spot. Front position for Gallup. And a free kick will go the way of the Lions.
Clawed on Jefferson, just arm chop. Yep. Jersey pull.
It sends it wide to Leicester. There's a half-back here for Brisbane. They led it by a point. Comes back in forward with the kick to Bailey. He's darting everywhere. Zach Bailey's going to concede some ground and come back inside defensive 50 to Ainsworth. Change up the angle. He'll sweep this across the ground to Harris Andrews. There's a short option in Levi Ashcroft. Just inside the boundary. Brisbane trying to pierce their way through here.
Oh, he's giving him enough time.
In front of the members, Ashcroft, he kicks down to the punt road ends here in this last quarter, the direction Brisbane are going. It's a tackle on the wing. Neal was in there, Dunkley as well, and it's going to be holding the footy.
So he cradled the ball in one arm. One of his arms was pinned, and he decides, I'm going to let myself be taken to ground. They keep turning it over, short kicks.
Windsor's kick was a shocker at short range. McCluggage picks it off, and he turns it over as well. Kicking to centre-half forward.
If you can find a quick possession, you'll get Sharp to the other side.
Oh, Tolstrup hangs the kick up, and Reveal takes the mark. It's been about 4 turnovers in a row. Reveals it right half forward. Sends it inside 50. Cameron plucks it. Takes the grab at centre-half forward, 40 out. He'll kick from a set shot straight in front. What was that passage of football?
Well, that's what Harris Andrews does to you. The same as what Max Gawn does to other teams. And that is, if he's down the line, you look for any kick inside that you can find. You invent a kick to try and keep it away from Harris Andrews. So he goes across the ground, but there's just simply too much hang time, air time on that kick.
Sorry, I'm a bit late.
Charlie Cameron to extend Brisbane's leads.
There we go.
Starts right, and it will be marked on the behind line. Wasn't in the field of play. Morris has cheekily poked it in, but we have to actually determine whether this was a mark or not.
I reckon he's marked that over the line.
Does that mean it's a goal?
Yep,
since he's already kicked it?
on.
Signalled a boys called the goal.
You can see a bit of the ball to the outside of the line. See, if you had a camera on the goalpost looking outward, as well as just the one that looks across.
Looking at this angle, we can see the ball's controlled before crossing the back of the behind line. Decision on the scoreboard.
I mean, it's the right decision because of the angle we've got. But you've got a camera on each goalpost pointing to the other goalpost, and therefore the padding around the post is taken into account.
Well, it's not going to be a goal because he's having to take his kick again, Morris. So he goes backwards and finds a reveal. So the mark
Jake
was
Lever
awarded.
is going berserk at his midfielders for not coming down and covering that.
Just to clarify, the mark was awarded to Morris, but after he played on in real time and kicked the goal, that was ruled out.
Yeah,
so
they would have called time on for the time out, time off.
Yeah.
But that ball, I reckon, is marked behind the line. But from that camera angle, it's marked behind the goal pad.
The set shot then from Reveal to try and get that goal for Brisbane. He will not do it.
Give him every chance.
Fuck no.
They, from right half forward, his kicks out to the side. And it's a 2-point lead now for Brisbane. 74 plays 76. Early few minutes on the clock in the last quarter on the Elders clock. Win with Elders Finance.
Ulster comes out of his defensive goal square. Turner was the target. Van Rooyen got the crumb. Chandler linking up by hand. Langford trying to get it back. Sits beautifully for Chandler. He runs the members wing. A couple of bounces. Will sidestep inside. Then goes on the left. It's a 2-on-1. Numbers in the air. They've got it covered. Gallup with the mark here for Brisbane.
And the one was Bailey Fritsch. He's just not physically built to fight off one and bring the ball to ground against the second defender.
Well, it went in short to Neil. Inside defensive 50 here, Brisbane to Ainsworth.
Oh, hang on.
Well, he gets into a 50-50 area. Howes. He's got the ground support from Sharp. Breaks the tackle. Handballs towards the 50. Loose ball to be gathered. Little fend off there. And it's a kick off the boot of Ashcroft.
Well, it's the last touch anyway. It has to be Lasso.
Some of the conference here, the three umpires.
He's kicked it over the boundary umpire. If it's touched, was it touched on the way out? That's a little stiff for Melbourne.
Umpire will toss it in. Brisbane by 2 points. Just outside 50 for Melbourne. Heath palmed it down beautifully to Cozzy Pickett. Oh, the fumble from Chandler. He could have been away. It was good to get back on it a second time. Gave it to Heath. Back to Sharp. Top of the square kick. Van Rooyen plucked it.
Harris Andrews got under the footy away. Fraction too early. He was set under it and he became a step ladder. Van Rooyen just put the knee into the back of his neck. Harris cannons forward and Van Rooyen takes his second contested mark inside 25 for the day.
Now for the all-important finish to give Melbourne back the lead. 20 metres out, directly in front of the city end. Crowd will tell us.
Yeah.
Close.
They love him.
Oh, not the fiddle.
12-8-80 Melbourne.
Oh, not the fiddle.
Mate, internet and mobile scoreboard. This one going down to the wire.
They stick to the plan, Melbourne. Big Moose Heath goes into the ruck. Max has a breather. He'll have about 5 or 6 minutes here, as he's done in the first 3 quarters, on the bench, and then he'll reload for the last 10 or 12 of the match.
Big moment from Jacob Van Rooyen for Bendix. Bendix breaks, big moment. Bendix, the best known breaks. Harrison Petty officially ruled out of this match as well, down on the boundary for Thrive, for a streamlined small business growth platform. Melbourne back in front. They lead by 4 points, 80-76 here at the MCG AFL Nation for 4 and 20 pies. First hands to the footy goes McCluggage, just waits, spills out to Langford, feeds the handball forward to Latrell Pickett, darts around a couple of tacklers, lofts it inside 50. Myercheck can't take the mark. Answorth collects it at ground level, hacks it back down the wing. It's into open space. The foot race is on. Getting there first, Morris. Had a little bobble as the bounce eluded him. It brings Turner back in the contest. He wins it back for Melbourne. They're on the bench. They're on the boundary line in front of the benches. Short kick down the line. Didn't carry the distance from Howes to Turner.
Charlie Cameron saying it was touched. Noah Answorth got crunched between two players as he snap-kicked that ball forward out of the back line. He's up now.
Turner sends the long kick down to right half forwards. It's punched out of the pack, collected by Neal. Then Lohman had a fumble, tackled on the AFL logo. It'll be a ball up. Melbourne 12-8-80, Brisbane 11-10-76. We've played 10 minutes in this last quarter on the clock for Elders.
Big ball to be won here. Centre wing. Cully handballed it forward into space. Fletcher back there to Bailey. Trying to keep his feet, trying to keep control of the ball in his swarm. Winter did a beautiful job, dispossessed him. But gathered by Langford away to Chandler. He'll sprint to the 50. Chandler can send this home. Chandler!
Well worked, young man.
He's kicked his second. Melbourne get things back in their favour again. 13-8-86.
I don't think we're going to win this.
10-76 on the Mate Internet and Mobile
They just
scoreboard.
keep having momentum and we just...
Use the promo code
What the fuck are we doing out there?
At the checkout.
Harvey Langford, the handball out of congestion into the centre square, which put Chandler on the end of the footy. Everybody moved away from him, looking to get to a position where he would kick the ball to them. And in the end, it opened up for him. And he was able to take a bounce. And he could not get chased down by Will Ashcroft. Couldn't catch him. So he said, well, I'll drop the hammer and I'll run it all the way and take the shot myself.
There are more people jigging at the MCG after each goal here for the D's home crowd. They lead by 10 points, 86-76. They get the centre clearance as well. It's a wide kick to the wing. It'll sit up for Jack Steele. He ropes it in. Handballs it forward to Cully. Opens up some space. Chandler again. Pops up and takes the mark at right half forward, 45 metres out.
So Kadeem Coleman came. He saw the run past player ahead of him up the field from Melbourne, looking to cruise by and get a handball. So Kadeem Coleman runs off his opponent, which is Chandler, and tries to affect that handball, lay a tackle. That leaves Chandler exposed all by himself. And he basically doesn't have to work. He just puts his hands in the air and says, kick it to me.
On a 45-degree angle, he'll open it up on the left foot. He will send it all the way through Kate Chandler. Might he be the difference maker in this last quarter? He's kicked 2 goals in a row and Melbourne lead by 16 points.
Three goals to one in this final quarter, 2 of them to Kate Chandler. Van Rooyen scored the other one for the D's. McCluggage got the first of the quarter to give Brisbane back the lead, but they now trail. It's a handy lead. So these types of games, because they're so hard fought, first to 100 wins. So they've got a lot of time here up their sleeve, Melbourne, to get 8 points to get to 100 first. And the laws of probability say they're 97% chance of winning this.
Yeah, huge for Melbourne if they could bank this one against quality opposition and continue to make this ground a fortress in 2026. Brisbane go forward. Couldn't keep his feet. Oscar Allen, the gather here by Turner. Lever had his handball cut off outside of the boot by McCarthy. Sends it to full forward. Rayner takes the mark.
Play on. He thought about it. Yes, because he recognised the spoiling play. Tholstrup went past him, trying to spoil and went to ground. He saw that and then took one step up. Probably didn't go forward to the mark though, but he looked at it. Oh, this brings it back again. If he kicks truly here.
Yep. One goal to his return today, but this should be a gimme from here for Cam Rayner. Marching back to 10 points.
Oh.
The mate internet and mobile scoreboard, 14-8-92 Melbourne, 12-10-82 Brisbane.
Contested possessions in this final.
It's
quarter,
really starting to
16-15,
get away from
so
us.
don't
Like,
worry
despite
about
this
who's winning
last
that.
goal,
Inside
just
50s, Melbourne 7.
hasn't been good.
Brisbane just the 4 for 2 goals. So they're actually scoring every time they go in. 2 goals, 2 from 4 entries inside forward 50. So they're proving dangerous if they can get the ball in there. Even though they're at 92 points, as they talk about that magical 100 figure, if Brisbane wins centre bounce clearances, they will win this game, even from here.
All those stats for Australian made right here, made to support Australians. 92 plays 82, 10 points the difference here in the last quarter. AFL Nation for 4 and 20 pies. Neil gets hands to it, tackled by Cully. Wilmot comes off the edge of the square and kicks it out to half forward. It'll turn at right angles and go out of bounds. Free kick Melbourne.
Got to find a better name for that, don't we, than Lasso.
Langdon at right half back here for the D's on the members' sides. Elevated all the way down the line. There's 4 that fly. Comes down front and centre. Cozzy Pickett's waiting. Latrell's riding shotgun. Latrell comes in and takes over. Picks up the loose footy. Right foot kick up towards half forwards. If they can mark, it's an open 50, but they don't. Harris Andrews comes across and extinguishes the play with a big thumping fist out of bounds, right half forward for a throw.
Weren't willing to bite off one on the inside of that kick down the line then, were they? They're just playing it a little bit safer. Oh, that's shallow.
Umpire reloads. It was. Draper coming over the top of Gawn. Latrell Pickett sweating here. Put the afterburners on. Centering ball is beautiful down the throat of Van Rooyen.
Gee, that's a big kick. That could be... No, I'll call it. That's probably the best piece of play for the day. That boy's got some talent, hasn't he? Well, both the Picketts have. You just have to have that surname and you're going all right.
Across his body beautifully on the Harvey Norman replay. Van Rooyen have a good look here. A kick from 35. Pretty much directly in front. The city end. He extends the margin again for Melbourne. We're close to triple figures. In front of 41,629 this afternoon. 15,898. Brisbane 12.
And we're playing one player short, so
4 and 20 pies.
Those 4 Irish dancer girls over on the Meatloaf stage, they've never worked so much in their life. They've been on call for 4 hours, 3.5 hours, just to do a jig. How many? 15 times. That'll be easy money for you girls to get a couple $100 each. I didn't think they'd be here this long or this many times. Max back in.
It's a sight to behold, the MCC members as well. Everyone up and about doing the jig after each goal. It's a party down there. Cozzy Pickett gets tackled in the centre square.
Great tackle.
After the ball up from McCarthy.
Yeah, face guard tackle without getting him too high.
Ball thrown up. Gawn taps it down straight to Lohman, though, who gets it away to half forward. Allen punches it further inside 50 without taking possession. Windsor gets back, off a step, leaning back, kicks down the line, and Wilmot intercepts. Brisbane back in possession. He's on the Shane Warne stand side of the grounds. Runs off his mark.
Space jump.
It's a high kick inside 50. Morris had 2 hands to it, couldn't hold it. Sparrow's clearing kick is turned over again. Wilmot takes the mark at right half forward. This time he goes short and wide to Levi Ashcroft. Standing a step inside the boundary line, 60 from home. Off 2 steps, he'll kick it to the hot spot. Morris and Lohman both go up. Bailey tried to steam through it. The crumb couldn't control it. Ball locked under the pack, and the umpire will call for a ball up.
They are pegged in here, Melbourne. They cannot get the ball out of this defensive pocket at the punt road end.
Melbourne by 16 points. Latrell Pickett gets it away, and again, they're just locking it in here, Brisbane.
And the luggage is on way out the back if they can pierce a kick.
Fletcher intercepts the relieving kick, goes into the pocket for Allen. Had it through his hands, spoiled by Lever.
Oh.
Off the ricochet.
Ashcroft's kick was smothered. Did it take a boot?
I think it did.
Yeah, it did. They're going to give it back to Levi Ashcroft. Right forward pocket.
He's pretty crafty around goals.
This is a
kind of
tough angle here.
Yeah, it's super hard. It's at the southern side of the punt road and that pocket. And he's pretty good at this sort of stuff.
He will take his best, Levi Ashcroft, outside of the boots. He misses to the near side, deep in the gutter. And it's a behind for the Lions. 15 points the difference. Melbourne in front. We've just hit the 20-minute mark in this last quarter on the eldest clock. Into red time now. Melbourne by 15.
Bolstrop to kick in. I don't think he's kicked all that well when kicking in today.
Melbourne hoping he kicks beautifully from this point in time. He launches this one outside 50. And little ball won by Neil. He handballed trying to get that into a bit of space. Cut off by Cully. High ball towards Van Rooyen territory. Brisbane with some cover at the back. Andrews.
No
Comes right into the heart of the MCG to Dunkley. Spreads it towards half forward to Levi Ashcroft. Now the inside 50 kick for Brisbane. He pops it up. Not to the advantage of Oscar Allen that time. Cut off by Langdon.
Bit slow. Young Jefferson made a play out to the wing. If he puts it out near the boundary line, he probably gets it to him for an uncontested mark. Now he'll go that direction.
Did. Jefferson flew. Only up at ground level. Broke the tackle beautifully. Gave it to Windsor. High ball. Plenty of air in that one. Now the ground level pursuit. And Brisbane get back. Leicester. Wilmot. They'll square this back across half back to Reveal.
Got nothing this side on the northern side. He's going to have to go back out to the Shane Warne stand side.
In 2 minds. He's going to chip it up the corridor to Neil, who's provided the lead.
So the crumbing forwards for Melbourne are so desperate to assist the defenders, they can't win one off the ground when they go forward, Melbourne.
Neil sent it to the 50. It got over the back. Lohman. He's got a man in the goal square. McCarthy will get it done. And Brisbane once again cut the margin. Back to 9 points. 15-8-98 the D's. Brisbane 13-11-89, mate, internet and mobile scoreboard.
They're not quite out of it, but I don't know.
Left leg guarding that in a limp. The way he's walking, that looks like an ankle to me. They'll keep coming at you, won't they, Brisbane? That's such a professional, mature team. They'll look at the scoreboard and it won't bother them. Most teams it will, but they'll just keep coming at you. They know their craft so well. Melbourne just have to even up forward. You've got to trust your defenders to defend. They're running too many into the defensive end and not enough forward of the footy so they can fight the fight and win the contest there.
9 points now, Melbourne's lead. It's been cut down by Brisbane, who have kicked 2 of the last 3 goals. McCarthy's first goal of the day. Number 6 of the season for him. Out of the middle from the secondary ball up. Kicked off the ground by Will Ashcroft. There's a whistle here. It's coming back to Melbourne.
Yeah, it was against Fletcher.
On the outer edge of the centre square as we look at it. In the far wing. It's going to be Bailey Laurie, who takes his kick and goes all the way through the middle inside 50. Jefferson rises up, doesn't take the mark. Andrews handballs a bit errant. It goes straight to Steele, who just releases it to Chandler in the nick of time. Now to Cozzy Pickett, on the run from 55, sends it to the line. Andrews is there, takes the mark.
That's going to be a Shepherd, boys.
Oh, it's a free kick to Melbourne.
Up. Off.
Illegal Shepherd going Langford's way.
Hugh McCluggage wanted his teammate Harris Andrews to take an uncontested mark, intercept mark, so he shepherded and ran Harvey Langford off the drop of the ball.
From in close, Langford. He has just caught it. It was very skinny. He made the goal umpire sprint across the line. But he gets it, Langford. He gets his 3rd goal.
Yeah, time to
15 points.
just...
16-8, 104 to 13-11, 89. Dermot Brereton, our expert.
So if you go by the rules of the game, the statistical data, since the year 2000, 26 years ago, 97% of teams that get to 100 points first go on to win the game. This team could be a 3%er here in Brisbane. They're so good, and they know how to switch on and get things done. But right now, you've got 97% chance of winning this, Melbourne.
Melbourne looking to bank another big MCG victory. They'll go forward. Sparrow.
Oh, big
high
mark
ball.
coming.
Van Roy and Fluey couldn't take the mark. Grand level ball to be won. Coleman will gather cleanly. Loops the handball over the top to Neil. Trying to sidestep his way through the traffic. He'll hit up Will Ashcroft. Just inside the boundary line. Ashcroft will take the kick inboard. Attacking from here, Brisbane. Clock ticking. Neil. will play on. He'll chip this one over the top. Allen's on a long lead. Marks just forward of the wing. He's quick to turn and go. Now the kick inside forward 50. Morris got up. He's plucked it.
Come on.
That's a good grab, isn't it? Now, all the attention was taken by Big Sam Draper, who ran down and forced Max to run with him. And then you've got, is it Turner trying to mark up? Yeah, Turner's trying to go with Logan Morris, but he floats across the front of the two ruckmen. Big fist on the footy by Turner, and it still doesn't dislodge it out of the grasp of Logan Morris.
It's kick 2, 6-9 from set shots this year. Logan Morris to cut the margin back to 9 points. He's drilled it.
Yes.
Just continuing to hover. 4.5 to play in this match. Melbourne 16-8, 14-11 for
Come
Brisbane.
on.
On the Make Internet and mobile scoreboard.
Well, that gives them 25 scoring shots to Melbourne's 24. And in this final quarter, Melbourne have kicked 5 straight to Brisbane's 4-3. It's a good grab. So they've still got the know-how. They'll know how to get it done. Most times that 100-point rule is that most teams are so taxed by this late in a game, whoever gets the 100 first goes on to be one of those 97% winners. But Brisbane are so clever, so good with the ball in their possession. They'll know exactly what to do here. This will be rehearsed.
D's by 9. Centre clearance, Lockie Neal. Handballs it forward into the path of Charlie Cameron. Parries it inside 50. Beats the Windsor tackle. Goes on Charlie. Charlie Cameron.
Oh!
My goodness me, that was electric from Charlie Cameron.
Holy shit.
He left them all in his dust. Cameron's got 3 goals, and 3 points is the margin at the MCG.
And it was Cozzy Pickett trying to chase the initial line break out.
Well, both teams have hit 100 points now.
It's going to be hard to stop. So, yeah, Lockie Neal gets the roll-on handball. Charlie runs on with inside the centre square, I might add, taps it on, is gathering his own proceeds of that tap on, breaks a tackle from, I think it was Windsor coming in. Yeah, couldn't quite lay it on him, couldn't stick it on him. Ooh, I dare say he wins this clearance, goes on to win the match.
What a game of footy. Every moment vital. Let a fresh airy Draper. The gather by Neil is superb. Away to his good mate Dunkley. Down the throat of Charlie Cameron. They'll go forward again here, Brisbane. Long lead. Marked down low from Rayner.
Oh!
Swung firmly in Brisbane's corner. To put the Lions in front. He's kicked 2 this afternoon.
So until 3/4 time, Charlie Cameron had 8 possessions. Some people, they love all that statistical data and the likes. But Chris Fagan doesn't. He trusts his players. He knows his players. So he throws Charlie up to the high half forward to get the job done. 5 possessions this quarter.
45-degree angle. Skips through the 50. Cam Rayner. It's on its way. It's just out to the left.
Ah!
Is a great test for Melbourne now. They've got to clear the ball from defence. They have to score again. Somebody's just put down Max. Come on, Maxie. Don't act it now.
Just over 3 minutes remaining. Melbourne by 2 points.
They need you down the line here, Big Maxie.
So the kick in from fullback from the D's after the rain and miss. Langdon in the right back pocket will use the broadcast wing. He kicks long towards Max Scorn. Turner goes up as well. No mark taken. Down low Van Rooyen. Handballs to Langford on the outside. He's on the boundary line here, handballing forward, but Brisbane have the numbers to block the corridor, or to block the passageway. Dunkley was there looking for Coleman. Picked out of the rubble there by Ashcroft. He tries to break one tackle, can't break the second tackle, holding the footy. Jack Steele, man of steel, lays the tackle. Melbourne back in possession.
Gee, that's a good tackle. He actually tried to lay the tackle at the stoppage, couldn't quite get it, but didn't give up on it and gets it 3 steps later.
Sends the kick skyward towards Gawn at right half forward. Slaps it on Max Scorn, but Kadeen Coleman is there to mop up. Dunkley at half back, feeds the handball down the line to Lester. Standing start, stops along the ground to Ashcroft. Now to Bailey. Now Brisbane wind up. They kick long inside 50. Looking for the target in Morris. Can't get there. Buffeted out of it. Tolstrup gathers at full back. He sends a clearing kick away to the boundary, and the mark is taken at half back.
Oh, that's 50.
Sparrow takes the grab.
That was a real 50 by Zach Bailey on Sparrow. How good were they? Who was that? Tolstrup who got the ball out?
At the 30-minute mark now.
Cool head.
Minute
2
40
points
on the
in it.
clock. Melbourne clinging to a 2-point lead. Big kick up the line to Gawn. Pickett flicked it over the top. Jefferson, Langford, space at half forward. Hits up Myercheck. Holds the footy for a moment.
He's only got the 8 seconds though. He's too far out to say he wants a shot.
Myercheck will find the mark. Van Rooyen marks right on the junction of the boundary.
So 1 minute and 9 seconds. So really,
the 50.
What they want to do now is just keep short passing around the top of the 50 because they can take extra 30s.
Crowd just hushed for the moment.
Got to give that. Don't kick it to the top of the goal square.
41,500.
Retain possession, young man.
On the edge of their seat. Clock still ticking. 40 seconds on the clock. Melbourne by 2 points. Van Rooyen to put it right towards the teeth of goal. Oh, Harris Andrews has taken the mark.
And now they can go the length of the field.
Oh, come on, run for it.
For Brisbane.
This is it. Andrews goes down the corridor to centre half back. Melbourne cut the contest in half. They will lock it in their forward 50. Great work done by the forward defensive unit from the D's. It'll be a ball up at centre half forward Melbourne.
18 seconds to go.
Brisbane have to be perfect here. Everyone guarding the corridor. Ball thrown up. Draper wins the tap. Punched on by Sharp. Laurie's there. Sharp handballs forward. Steele has it. Melbourne have it. Langdon has it. Kicks inside 50. Just over the head of Chandler. That might be it though. Ashcroft will handball it forward. Is
That's it for the game.
Roll of the dice, or will the siren beat them?
Yep.
Melbourne win. The Demons know how to compete. The Demons know how to win. They win by 2 points. It's a grand old flag. It's a high flag.
It was a good match, but that was painful. You know, we kicked 5 goals, they kicked 5, but another high-scoring game.
It's one of those stats, isn't it? They could have won. Perhaps they should have won. But if you get to 100 first, 97% of the time you win. It just works out that way.
16-8, 104 Melbourne to Brisbane, 15-12, 102.
And that's pretty disappointing for some big milestones for Neil and Dunkley. So
and Melbourne by 2 points at the conclusion. Van Rooyen had 3 goals. Langford had 3, 2 for Myercheck, Sharp and Fritsch. Chandler had 3 as well. Morris had 3 for Brisbane. Charlie Cameron had 3. Cam Rayner had 2. They were the multiples. Melbourne have gone to 4-2 this season. They've had back-to-back wins against Brisbane.
It's the emblem for me and for you. It's the emblem of the team we love. The team of the red and the blue. Every heart beats true for the red and the blue. And we sing this song to you.
Alright. I'm going to be heading off. I don't want to... I'm not real happy. I'm not happy. But that's okay. Good match. Things worked out well. For the Demons, not for us. I think we just didn't really play well at times. It was a close match, but that was just the way it is. So I thought we could have gotten blown away by 20, 30 points, but we came back and it just wasn't enough. We should have... the third quarter was what got us, I think. When they kicked, 5, 6 goals, and we just didn't do too much about it. So, disappointment, but hopefully next week we bounce back and work out what to do. So, that is it for me, and I shall see you next time.